officially live now.
Thank
you. You are good to go. That is
all the funny.
a rough intro.
I'm tapped out. I got nothing else.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Today, from outside the Pallet House at probably one of the #1 beer destinations in the country, not just Virginia, which is really exciting. We're at the Answer Brewpub today with the owner, An. How are you, man?
Good. Thanks for the invite, guys.
Dude,
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, you had us, and you have supplied us with a plethora of beer already.
Yeah.
I mean, you were flowing beer left and right.
I was dumb. I showed up. I go, well, I'd like to start a tab. How would that go down? Then 2 pitchers showed up and 7 crowlers.
Yes.
And no play around, man.
Yeah.
That is enough to...
My words will be slurring by the end of this podcast.
Right, exactly.
Well, we did not drive here. So
Yes, we did not. Thank you, Lyft.
That's
okay.
right. Lyft and Uber. It really saved. It really saved the craft beer economy. Yes.
Yeah.
I think so, man.
Couldn't have hurt, right?
Yeah.
It saved the craft beer economy. It's ruining my job
Right.
because it's now made it easier for me to actually go
Get
out.
banged up and go home.
It was so funny. This poor lady was riding us over here, and Brendan's telling a story about how he Ubers and Lyfts everywhere to the point where he's explaining to this lady he throws the car seats in the back of the car.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do these people think when you got your 2 little kids going
Right,
out?
exactly.
He's just like, no, what's wrong with that?
I think,
Wait. You Uber with your kid?
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome.
I guess. They like to drink, too.
I have never Ubered with my kids.
They're heavy drinkers. They can't be driving.
They're lightweights, though.
They are lightweights. It's crazy.
The disapproving look on An's face when he asked me that.
It's like, for real?
I don't know how to make that translate to the air, but I mean, it looked like this. What?
Yeah.
No wonder we're making juice for you guys here.
Right, exactly.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
It's a grown-up juice, though.
It is.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I was asking, I was like, what do the drivers think when you show up? And he's like, yeah, he said they get it all the time. I was like, I mean, it's better than driving drunk. So
Absolutely.
I got to be the very first time I did it. I remember it was like when the kids still had the kind of car seats that I would have to really like put in the car.
Oh, like you're putting the anchors in between the seats.
Yeah.
they're real young.
Yeah.
Which when you're sober, they don't seem to mind, but when you stagger in and start installing a
man.
car seat, they're like, "Should we call the fire department?"
Right.
You know, they'll help
Child
you with
Protective
this.
Services
Exactly.
will take these kids off your hands.
But what I've noticed is Uber and Lyft drivers, like most people, are motivated by money.
Yes.
And they would show up to my house in their minivan, and I would walk out and I would just hand them a $10 bill and say, "Hey, it's going to be a few minutes. I got to install some car seats." Never once heard a crossword. More often than not, they'd be like, "Let me help."
Yeah.
They're like, perfect.
Yeah.
So
You're their best friend.
I told him next time, I said, just put the kids in and shut the door and say, all right, when they get there, my buddy's going to be waiting there and just see what they're
Exactly.
They're going to be like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, right.
like, that's not how it works, sir.
That's hilarious.
No, my buddy Snake will be there. He's very trustworthy.
Everybody's got a buddy named
Yeah,
Snake,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Oh, that kills me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having us here, man. This is, like I said right at the top, this place has become a destination. And strangely, not just this place, but the restaurant next door, which to me is really interesting because the restaurant next door, Mekong, it's a Vietnamese restaurant, correct?
Yes.
But it's now beer mecca. I mean, how many times have you won awards for like best beer pub in America? Is that a couple times now that I've seen that?
Craftbeer.com, which the big parent American Homebrew Association.
Okay.
They gave us a couple of years of best beer bar in America,
Nice.
and then USA Today gave us a couple of years too. Yes.
Really?
That's impressive.
I mean, that's crazy, right? It's a Vietnamese restaurant.
Right.
So I've got to try to figure this out. I'm sure when it started, it was not a beer place.
Oh my God! Yeah, back in 1995. This town was a beer desert.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this town just was not a beer town.
No, the first 2 years we start out with wine paired with Vietnamese cuisine.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, but the wine that we pair with our cuisine, it's not popular in town. Like this time, more like Chardonnay, Merlot, Cabernet.
Yeah.
But but the wine.
Those are the wines. What kind of wine were you bringing in?
Well, you know,
You're
one
like,
that
Mad Dog goes great with spring rolls. Like what is
Thunderbird. They're not buying our Thunderbird.
You had our 2017
Well,
Thunderbird. It's to die for.
If you haven't had Night Train with pho, you're doing it wrong. Like
It's it's more like $2 Chucks and Arbor Mist. No, but
out of a box.
yeah.
but a wine like the Riesling, the Gewürztraminer, it's the lighter,
wife loves the Riesling.
the lighter white wine
That'll
that go well with spicy, fresh, cuisine. It's just that it wasn't popular in town, so we have to switch over beer. So
yeah, because really those are the wines for like the 16 to 18-year-old crowd. So it's going to be, it's really going to be difficult going. Hey, you guys got to come in and try this. I get it, you're young, but no, we can't do that. So it's not a good. You're right. That's a tough sale. So you had Mekong, which to me was always a destination. Like people knew Mekong.
not always the destination. No,
So
not,
it
not,
changed.
not in the beginning.
Because I came here in
it's-
2001. So.
Okay. I mean, we switched over to beer in about 1998.
Okay.
And it was struggling in the beginning. You have to build one palate or one person at a time.
Yeah.
Introducing them to beer. And then we do a lot of tasting. And throughout the year, we kind of built a small group that support us. And then from that small group, it built into a craft beer community. And then from that craft beer community, it has also opened at a brewery in town. And now this town is the #1 beer destination
That
in the
is
world.
insane.
That's
Yeah.
insane to me.
so-
That's crazy.
So you're saying the beer helped the restaurant.
Yes.
So
yes.
the restaurant was good, but the beer took it to the next level.
It really put the ice on the
Wow.
cake. Yeah,
Now, did you start because it was a market that you knew was there, or you really are a beer lover at heart as well?
I was a beer lover at heart, but I was also a wine lover too.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
My man.
Yeah, that's this guy right here.
But not the Mad Dog one, though. or the $2 Chuck one.
That's right.
We all start somewhere on. Don't throw stones.
Exactly.
That is most people.
I remember drinking Mad Dog, being like, "My parents drink this shit. What are they doing?"
Hey, everybody was broke at some point.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
That's right.
So the restaurant was just doing all right. It wasn't like doing exceptionally well.
No, it was barely staying afloat. Yeah,
But
so.
now I come in here on my lunch break,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a 30-minute wait for me just to get a table. And Mekong's not small. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
big place.
it's very
it's a
big.
big place.
And
yes.
and so it's completely packed, and the vast majority of those people aren't drinking, or are they? Am I just missing it?
no, it's a fan base that we built throughout the years.
Okay.
Yeah, and then people pretty much have this place as their home away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's people. I mean, we have throughout this year we built a big solid fan base. So I mean,
got that-
any day you come in, you see a regular that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
sitting at the
I
bar.
mean,
That's
it's
cool.
I'm shocked. The first time I came in here was from for a work lunch, and I didn't know. And I came in and I was like, the food is great. And they're like, oh, you got to see the beer list. And I looked at it and I was kind of like staggered. I was like, what in the world? It's a 4-page food menu and a 12-page beer menu. I was like, this is crazy, but it worked. So you're probably one of the few establishments in the world or in Virginia that really that ABC law of like you got to sell a certain amount of food never really been a concern because you have such a great following for the food.
Yeah, well, you will be struggling if you only sell if your clientele only sell liquor. Because
Yeah.
liquor is
Yeah,
probably
the
the
liquor.
toughest one in Virginia. Because you have to.
That's where the law really
it's
hurts.
55-40%.
Wow.
Yeah, but if you sell just beer and wine, I mean, all you need is $4,000 food a month.
Oh, really?
That's easy money. I
But
can
when
come in here and do that.
when you step your foot into 7 Liquor, that's a different game.
Oh, do you sell liquor?
we do.
Okay, so you've entered
Yeah,
squarely
but-
into that.
Yeah, but we sell so much food at the
Yeah,
it
like you
doesn't matter.
said,
Yeah,
he
so.
was already selling the food, so it was easy to get into the liquor game when you're already doing the beer and the food.
Yeah, I mean, our focus are food and beer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, liquor's like 5%.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, do people come here and have liquor? I mean, it doesn't seem like the place to come if you want to do what's a cool liquor drink? I don't even know that had 7 things. in it.
Soko and lime.
Like
No,
a
I'm thinking-
volcano.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they come
yeah,
in-
volcano-
if
or
it-
a,
yeah,
uh,
like if a kid just turned 21, they want something fancy. Yeah,
Exactly.
Like a volcano.
Right.
Oh, like a Long Island iced tea. That's what
Yeah,
I was
something
thinking
like
of.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how you know someone's never had
Right.
liquor before. I'll take Long Island. Like, okay, newbie, here you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what the number one liquor selling drink in the country is? Like, as far as mixed drinks goes?
What?
Bourbon and Coke.
I'm wondering if Ron, do you know this?
I wouldn't know.
It's the margarita. Every
Really?
schmuck goes and gets margaritas all the time because it's like people who don't drink go to a Mexican restaurant and they go,
Yeah.
I'll take a margarita. And
Yeah.
Jumbo.
It transcends.
Yeah, jumbo.
Well, it's actually, it's very easy to drink. A little sweet,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
sour.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tequila is easy to drink, so yeah.
Sometimes. It's,
But it's not a nightclub drink.
No.
It's not like
no, but those are the drunks, right? Those
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the drunks are in the nightclub. The people who decide I just want to drink, they'll order a margarita and just have one.
Yeah.
You know? So they sell more of those. Like most people, if you interview them, like, what was the last liquor drink? Margarita will always bubble to the top.
I mean, a lot of places put beer into their margarita now.
Yep.
So yeah.
I've seen the
had that a couple
chiladas and
times.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good with
doing
that.
the Radlers in
That's
there.
what I was about to say.
Yeah.
The Stiegel Radler and a margarita.
That's where that idea is coming from for doing the juicy at play.
I can't wait to get to these.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
These
that's going
things
to be
are-
great. I do want to. So, what is your thoughts on the whole IPA boom? Obviously, the last few years, last 5-ish, it seems to be going crazy and it's still on its way up. Do you still see it going up? Do you mean,
I still do. Yes, yes.
okay.
I mean, the IPA, it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But where's the next flavor of IPA coming?
Yeah,
So
hence,
right now,
hence this development here? Is
Yeah,
that-
so right now people want that fresh hops, fresh tropical juice from the IPA. So that's where we're heading now. So
okay.
So the Citra hop is probably like the big one right
yeah,
now.
big one. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the Mosaic, the Citra hops, Galaxy, Eldorado. Yeah, all those good tropical.
Poor Centennial
decals, yeah.
just
And
sitting
plus,
there.
a lot of people smoke pot nowadays. So
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
I've heard that. I've heard
the
that.
fresh, the dankest of the beer really pair well with Mary Jane.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, can we say that on
Yeah,
the show?
we
Okay.
can.
Say it again if you want.
So my favorite of the pot beers is the Racer 5.
Okay.
coming out of
Okay.
California. Familiar with
Yeah,
the one that's
from Berry Republic.
yeah. That beer, when you open it up, smells like pot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, all right.
Well, it's
this
funny
is
because we tried some beers on our deli that are like designed, like they literally are weed themed, they're like pot themed.
Well, now they're making a lot of brown ales with pot in it because I guess the actual the hemp, like when you take the seeds, because the
Yeah.
seeds are relatively worthless, I guess, right? So it creates a malty profile, and so they're adding that to brown ales, and you'll
Really?
start to see these like Humboldt browns coming out, and they're okay, but it's like it's got a very nutty flavor to it.
Interesting.
Cool.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
It gets you drunk and it always give you a buzz. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Two
Good
birds, one
news,
stone.
you're drunk. Bad news, you're not going to pass that drug test tomorrow.
exactly. Yeah.
What are you doing?
So
Now you're drinking
So
your weed.
on what made you want to go? Mekong was super successful. You're winning all these awards. What made you want to decide to venture into the Answer Brewpub side of things? Like what?
It's it's my love for beer. So I really want fresh beer, and I really want what a fresh beer would taste like. Right off the tank. That was
Nice.
that was my.
So I'm going to take this a step back because this is a family-owned restaurant, Mekong, right?
Yes.
So did they ever look at you like you've lost your mind? Because you obviously love the beer, right?
That's a good
and
question.
you
Yeah.
keep pushing, hey, more booze, more booze.
Was
Was that a tough sell?
It wasn't easy from the beginning. I mean, I had to constantly sell my family, and eventually everyone was on board, and I say, "On, take us somewhere."
That's
Yeah, 'cause
great.
now they love you, right?
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they're like, this guy's
He
a
knows
saint.
what he's talking about.
But
Just let him do it.
Now they're like, I knew he was going to do
The
this.
whole time. I told him,
I
man.
knew it. Never doubted for 1 second.
Never once.
But at first, I'm sure they were like, we get it. You want to drink beer. Like, just stop. We're trying
Bring a
to
case in here when
we're
you come
trying
in.
to
It's
make
Yeah.
the
okay.
bet. So was that a tough hurdle to get over?
It was a tough sell in the beginning. Yeah, so I was like, and I came on tell to my family, do you guys want to get drunk?
Yeah. That's right.
Let's get drunk together.
Yeah.
We can make money, and we can run a business with.
And there's
Can't
lots
feel
of
drunk.
different flavors.
Yeah.
I guess
We can
it's
do it many
probably a
ways.
good thing that there was only one black sheep in the family that was pushing it. Because, like, if you were in my family, we would have never gotten past the let's talk about it and get drunk stage.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So at least you had enough people that were like, okay, but if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. So I'm guessing it was a slow progression from bringing a couple beers in to having the most extensive beer list in town. That had to be kind of
Yeah,
a growth curve there.
It does take time. So I mean, nothing happened overnight. So
I've always wondered, are you the guy? Like, do you approve or disapprove of whatever beer that made it into Mekong at the beginning?
believe it or not, for till this day, I'm still buying beer for both places.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, so
Nice.
that's how passionate I am about
That's
it.
Yeah.
But you
amazing.
know,
Yeah.
you know every beer. Like honestly, I've
Not
seen
every beer, but
you're pretty-
almost every good beer.
There you go.
a couple bad
I don't know that
beers.
shit stuff. Oh,
If
yeah.
there's-
Couple bad
I was
beers.
about to say,
I mean,
there's-
if there's shitty beer out there, beer that infected, yeah. So I mean, I won't taste them. So
have you
But
ever had
good beer? Yes.
You ever had Hams? HAMMS?
Yes.
What do you think of that beer?
It's a shitty beer.
That's excellent news.
Yes,
So,
it is.
We agree. We concur.
We picked up some hams and we did a taste testing with it, and the overwhelming flavor profile that we came up with was when a dog turd sits in the sun so long it gets white. You know that?
Wow.
There was
Yeah.
something about that flavor. Not that I've ever had a white dog turd,
Notes of white dog shit.
but it certainly came through on the nose.
It did.
Yes.
Wow.
And the buzz.
It was.
It was pretty bad.
But you have another beer on here that was sent in by a listener to us that we were supposed to try for a tasting one week, and it was the DKML. And you have that currently on your menu.
We have it on draft, yes.
Yes,
Oh, you have it on
do.
draft.
Yeah.
They actually
Wow.
Think.
they put that in kegs. Okay. I would love to know your professional opinion as a man who has tasted a world of beers. Where does the DKML fall? Let that sit. I'll let that sit.
Exactly. Let that sit there for a second.
Like the DKML does on your tongue.
Yeah.
It sits there for a second.
Let's just say that I have friends that I really like, and there's friends that I don't really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where I serve the DKML to.
That's
friends I
hilarious.
don't really like.
Exactly.
I say, man, I got this wonderful beer. It's like 15%. It's so good.
Yeah.
Have some.
Have you ever? Okay, so it's the Malort. Have you ever had Malort?
Oh my God.
Okay. Oh,
he
it's the
knows
That
Malort.
is the
That is
shittiest
hilarious.
liquor on the planet.
That Non knows Malort. That's hilarious.
I
So-
have a great story for that. So.
I would love to hear
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
We serve
Yeah.
Malort to people when they come to the Pallet House and they've never had Malort. We like to give them a taste.
Okay.
Because I find it to be
It's like
very
an
interesting.
initiation.
They leave there hating us, basically. Yeah.
But if you have a Malort story, I'd love to hear it.
It's
His mouth started watering.
That's the vomit. That's the vomit working its
I
way up.
mean, at first I didn't know what Malort is until we went down to Cigar City in Tampa. That's our first
Okay.
collab when we
Okay.
first opened this place. Yeah. So one of the VP guys down there, he loved Malort.
Oh,
mean,
I
the
love this guy
loves
already.
Loves it?
Yeah. I mean,
Who loves Malort?
I love Malort.
Yeah. You go into his office, he have a shelf with different kind of Malort. I thought that's
Really?
one. That's
like he,
only
like,
one kind of
infuses Malort?
He had different kind of Malort.
I only thought that. Like not just Jepson's
brands.
Malort.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
other-
different kind
yeah.
of Malort. Yeah. So.
Yep.
He likes
There
it
you go.
ironically, right? Like
Yeah.
as a joke, as a goof.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
sound like
yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah. Do you have family or friends from Sweden?
Yeah.
So you ended up doing business with this gentleman. That's a good.
But again, I found out Malort is from Chicago.
Yeah.
But
Jepson's Malort
yeah.
is from Chicago.
but it's made in Florida.
Really?
But it's sold in
Oh.
Chicago.
God, see, that makes
Yeah.
even more sense.
It does
Wow.
make more sense.
That makes
Florida's
so
so
much
fucked
Everything great's from Florida. Is that where you guys were
up.
going?
Exactly.
So I found out the hard way because the game that he always plays. What is this? He would have people come in the office. He would point to the bottle.
That is
Now,
hilarious.
whoever said the word Malort have to take a shot.
Oh,
Oh, I'd be 3 shots deep this episode.
Why is this? We need this guy on the air.
So I would come to his office and say, "Hey, have you had this? Have you had this drink?" I say, "What? What? Oh, that Malort? No, Malort. You just said
Get
it.
a
You
glass.
need a shot."
You need a glass.
It was like 10 in the morning. He gave me a shot. I almost puked.
Yeah.
yeah, it is
was-
awful.
And
it
the
was that
flavor
bad.
stayed with you till 3 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it gets worse.
it does.
I am a huge fan of Cigar City Brews. Right now, like going forward, I'm all in on these
Your
guys.
next vacation, we'll be down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go down and look for a guy named Justin Clark and tell him On sent you, and
Kick him in the nuts. I mean,
he will give you all the Malort you want.
Exactly.
Oh, that is hilarious.
That is funny.
I didn't realize. I should have known. But so in my mind, you're treating DKML like I treat Malort. You give it to those that you kind of like, but you want to see what they're all about.
but I'm assuming people buy it. I mean, you've had to.
Yeah, the
on here
DKML
for-
sells.
Yeah.
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 It takes a grown ass man
It
to
take a
drink
while.
that
Yeah,
beer,
it
right?
take a while.
It's an
yeah.
acquired taste.
It is.
For those who don't
like
remember,
you have to be
it's
just looking to get hammered. Like
Yeah,
I'm not here
yeah.
for anything else.
Yeah.
I'm here to
Here to
get
do work.
hammered.
I've got $7 in my pocket.
That's it.
I'd like a pint of Malort
Yeah.
of DKML.
And I'm trying to do work and get home.
Well, you know, I mean, people look at it as 15% and say, "Yeah, DKML, that name sounds great," but they don't really know what it is.
Right.
Yeah, and there's
'Cause it's
that.
a malt liquor too, right?
It's a malt
Yes.
liquor that
Yeah.
has been
bourbon barrel.
bourbon.
aged.
That's right.
Bourbon aged. Yeah.
Wait, so what's DKML stand for? Is it Dick Liquor Motherfucker?
Something. It
No,
better
it's
be.
something like that. It's like
Yeah.
it is. No, it really is something like
Is it really?
horrible like that. Yeah.
Of course
like,
it is.
Like they
Some
had it,
malt liquor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would assume.
You done fucked up.
Yeah, fucked up malt liquor.
Exactly. Right.
yeah. It's something about like it does kick you like you think it would or something. Like that's how DK.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
does kicking or something malt liquor. We'll have
Yeah.
to. If only there was the internet. As
More
there's a
to come.
router right next to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so you do sell it to homeless people. Or-
They shine shoes all day.
Yeah.
well, we can't sell heroin.
you know, we make a mistake and we got 2 cake in.
Did you really? Oh man.
Sitting on one. still.
Lowering the price.
I am happy to see you admitted it was a mistake because we had a listener come in here the other day and he took a picture of the menu and he's like, they have DKML.
Yeah. Our listeners are very familiar with
Yeah.
it.
Well, we had tasted it a while ago, and then Ely and I came in here in November for the Mustache for Kids fundraiser, and we were like, "What should we get?" And we're reading the beer menu, and we see it, pop up. We're like, "They have DKML."
Exactly.
Oh my god! Who is we were like, we got to meet the person who comes here and orders it.
Yeah.
Like I got
need to
know
shake
that
their
guy.
hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Bow down.
Yeah.
It's
Can
the
you do
same
my
guy
kid's
that-
birthday party?
no.
No.
You
Just
know,
not allowed within 100 yards of a school.
That's right.
You know, I kind of feel bad for the rep for that brewery.
I
That
know.
poor
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, the guy constantly had to come here and drink his beer.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, God. He's like, here, try this, pucker face.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
That guy deserves
No, it's like,
some big
hey,
money.
I mean, if you want us to buy more beer from you, you got to come in and drink empty
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Finish
actually
it
not
up.
a bad. Finish that keg of DKML,
Yeah.
and we'll buy everything else on your
Yeah.
truck. Deal?
Exactly. You will deserve it.
He's like, commission's not worth it, bro.
Yeah.
He's got to get a big commission check, right? Like if he's moving that product,
Got to.
He's a hero.
Yeah.
Like he goes back, he's like, I got these guys to buy 2 kegs of it. Oh my god, 2 kegs, 2 kegs? No one's ever done that.
Yeah.
They threw him a party.
Yeah,
They did.
he retired.
Breaking sales records.
He dropped the mic and left.
It's
That's right.
officially
I'm
a
done.
sales record. 20
Yeah.
kegs in a
Did you
week.
say 2 kegs?
Is that a typo?
Yeah.
I think your phone's breaking up.
Yeah,
I think
Call me from a landline.
I think the rep since left the company.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because
Yeah.
out of guilt.
He couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like I have ruined so many people's lives by selling this awful, awful beer.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So go back. So Mekong started getting more and more beer, and it was born out of the idea that you needed to pair beers paired better with the spice, and
That's
they
correct.
sold better.
That's correct. Yeah.
So you started going. You went from a few taps. You kept moving up, moving up. At what point did you become like Mecca for beer drinkers? Because what year was that? Because you have everything over there, including DKML.
You know, thanks to Cabaret Ale House, they opened in I think 2001 or 2.
Yeah.
It does help the beer scene in town too.
Yeah.
So everyone started helping it along, and then you just happened to be in a prime spot.
Well, you know, for us is that, you know, from 98 to maybe 2004, we focused a lot on the Belgian beer. And then Cabaret Ale House focused on a lot of, other things. You know, American craft beer,
Yeah.
European, English, German. Yeah, so back then, us and Cabaret Ale House, we get along pretty well.
Yeah.
A lot of time we plan our event, you know, like we try not to have on the same day.
That's
You know,
smart.
yeah, and then we cater to the same crowd. So
That is
together
smart.
we build up a nice fan base. Yeah. So
I'll give a shout out to Capital Ale. They changed their menu in the last year.
Okay.
It's like awesome.
It's a lot better.
and you know what? Our Cabaret House produce a lot of beer geek, a lot of beer knowledgeable beer drinking out there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Big tree coming out there.
I know most people will credit like Hardywood
Mm-hmm.
for really kind of putting us on the map. Obviously, Triple Crossing has done its part. You got the Vale. I mean, geez, they've absolutely put us on the map. What I find interesting though is that Legend was always here.
They were the first one.
They were
yeah.
always
were.
here.
Yeah.
And was it that they were
They're a
ahead of their
footnote.
time, or were they?
Not doing it right.
Did they not market it, or were they just ahead of their time?
Well, it's kind of like this Crowler machine they invented once and they never upgrade.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
so-
yeah, so, I mean, they have Legend
great-
Brown. It's been going on for since day
It's-
one, and they never expand out.
Yeah,
their
you've got
brown.
more crowlers right
Yeah.
here with different, new updated stuff going on than they've had since the
Yeah.
first time I've been in there.
I think it being just like the car company, you always want to have new stuff
Yep.
for
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
fan
you're making a
base.
Corolla,
Yeah.
but you got to update it.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they've done
yeah.
a great job since day one. I mean, Legend has always made the good stuff, and I feel like oftentimes in Richmond, people are like, "Oh, Hardywood and all this," and I'm like, "You guys are missing the original." Like, there.
Yeah, I mean,
there's
they're one of the very first one, but
Yeah.
it was just them, and then they make brown and triple and blonde. It catered to everyone.
So really, we needed Capital Ale to come in. We needed Mekong to do their
Mm-hmm.
thing. We needed Hardywood to then create a scene to kind of elevate everybody.
That's correct. Yes.
Rising tide.
I mean, it makes sense.
Lift all
to me.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember how I met Eric and Patrick back in the day.
Those are the guys from Hardywood.
Yeah, so they Eric used to work for a distribution that where we order our beer from.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I talked to him, and he was into home brewing, and when he was on down under, and then I introduced him to the homebrew in town. I said, if you like homebrew, go meet and share your beer with the guys in town.
Yeah.
And then he would go and share and go to a homebrew meeting, and then from there on, that's when Hollywood it's.
That's what
popping
I
up in
find
town,
really
yeah, so.
interesting about this town is it was born of homebrewers for the most
That's
part.
correct.
Until
yes.
like Stone came in,
Yes.
it was all homebrewers. And don't you have
That's
a home
crazy.
brewing background?
I do. There was Richmond always have a big group of homebrew in town, and they meet at Legend, one of the
Really?
first in
Oh,
town.
okay, so that's
and they have a small smoking room at Legend, but they outgrown them, so they were looking for a place to meet.
Okay.
and they come to me and say, "On, you have a
Huge
private room?
establishment,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind, we'd like to meet once the second Wednesday every month, if you don't mind." So I told him, "Yeah, come. I
Yeah.
love homebrew. I mean."
So
Yeah.
at that point, that was like, that helped you become a bigger fish in that pond, I guess. They started coming to you, and you were like, hey.
Yeah, I
great.
mean, they
Like-
need place to grow, and then we went to craft beer. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's one of those pair that make in heaven. Yeah, so
It's beautiful. And then, so your love for it, you always wanted to do something like this. What
Yes,
the
uh-huh.
answer is. Because we're sitting here in the Answer Brewpub, and it's astonishing to me that Mekong has become such a destination, won all these awards as a Vietnamese restaurant, won awards as a beer place nationwide, USA Today. Now the Answer Brewpub, you get next door behind kind of all of the above.
it's
an
really
interesting,
close. Yeah, it's next to it.
interesting. And then this has become now its own, like it stands on its own. It doesn't need, Mekong stands on its own. The Answer stands on its own. You have IPAs that are winning awards nationwide.
And our head brewer, Brandon, was a home brewer. I found him in the home brewer club.
The head brewer here was from the home brew.
That's correct. Yeah.
Man, that is fantastic.
That's crazy.
Most of the brewery that opened in town was at some point part of home brewer.
Yeah, so Steamboat Brewery opened out in Chesterfield.
Brad was
yeah.
a home brewer.
So
yeah.
I run into Brad, and he gives me that coconut stout they have or whatever, and I'm trying that, and I'm like, this thing's fantastic. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about opening a brewery. And now it's Steamboat, and
Yeah.
it's a fantastic brewery.
And Tom from Auden,
Yeah,
he's part of home brewer.
you're kidding. See,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how many people came. This is a bootstrap kind of town. I mean, we have
Lisa and Sean from Lickenhoe,
yeah.
home brewer. I mean,
That's crazy.
They were
I had
naming,
no idea.
They were
I
naming their
didn't either.
beer, sitting next door, having a beer, and got drunk one night and say, "Yeah, we're gonna name our brew Lickin' Hole.
That's hilarious.
You know what? I always assumed that was a drunk name. So
That only makes sense.
that makes more sense. Makes more sense now than it ever did in the past.
I love that all you guys, work together, and it's a friendship, not necessarily, you're battling each other. Like,
No, it's just like you say, the rise of Thai,
yeah,
lift a boat.
It's a
yeah,
very
so-
collaborative town, and I
It
hope
is-
we
it is,
never
though.
lose that. Because
it's just, to me, that's crazy because Richmond's not that big, but yet we have become the mecca of beer, and all these, small craft breweries are popping up, and they're all successful. I mean, it's amazing.
I actually, my brother-in-law for Christmas was like, all I want is beer from the Answer Brewpub. So, which was really easy
Yeah.
for me because
Yes,
I was
exactly.
I was like, let me do the shopping for him. So I came here and just
3 hours later, you had a gift.
exactly right.
I'm drunk.
Yeah.
He's got his gift. Win-win.
Right.
Everybody won. So, but it was, he's in Northern Virginia, so he's not
Okay.
even from here, and he's like, no, I want the Answer Brewpub. That's the place I've been hearing about. That's where I need to be. And
God, Northern Virginia. I mean, there's so many people out there. It's still an untapped market up there. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Northern
but-
Virginia answered.
No, we're good. We're good where we are. I mean, they have Ashland, have Ocelot, a couple good
actually,
places,
I love
but,
Ocelot.
but man, it's just the
I
population.
went to
up
some place
there.
in Manassas the other day that was awesome.
Taco
Yeah.
Bell.
Yes.
That's what
There was a
Manassas has.
Chalupa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baja Fresh.
No.
or
It was actually
whatever
right
the
down
mountain-
from Nissan Pavilion.
Okay.
And it was one of the coolest breweries I've been to.
Do
It
you
was
remember
awesome.
what it was called?
I don't off the top of my head. While we're talking, I can look it up, though, because it's
There
in my
was
phone.
there was one out there that I went to called Adroit Theory once.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've never seen a brewery take this angle. It was like death metal, like Punisher skulls and stuff. And like we walked in there.
that's their theme. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really cool. Like, and so one of the things they had when you pull up, because a lot of breweries, end up in industrial parks because it's where you can get the land
Need the space.
relatively cheap. Yeah,
Got
I
to be
mean,
good with the
Yeah, in
neighbors.
brewery we need cheaper rent. So
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Square
Low,
footage.
low overhead is
Yeah.
one of the first things you look for when starting a brewery because the whole goal is don't pay a lot and give people the freshest, best beer you can.
Yep.
I mean, that's it. So Adroit Theory, what I liked about them is they had Mack trucks that were like from the 40s all the way to the current, just like the fronts of them, not with like the trailer on it. And they just had them lined up so you could see like Mack truck evolution behind it.
wow.
And I just
Weird.
felt like that was awesome to see, just
Yeah.
all these bulldogs sitting on all these badass trucks. And as soon as I pulled up, I was like, this isn't like the other breweries I've been to around here.
They're in Pussaville, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Two
we-
Silos Brewing is the place.
I don't know them.
It's brand new.
Andes.
I'll have
He's
to-
Yeah,
heard 'em.
that's the one I've been reading about on the news with the ABC because some neighbors done them been fighting on for zoning.
Oh,
stuff.
really?
That sounds about
But it's
right.
great. Yeah,
It's really nice.
I mean, it's
It's
great to see them
packed.
open now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'll have to check that out. Two
It's
sides.
really cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an old barn that it turned to a
Yeah.
brewery, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
That sounds pretty sweet.
They have these igloos.
Well, that doesn't
They're
add
like-
up.
It's like
like large coolers.
no, no, like giant blow up
a bunch of-
igloos where people can sit in and
Oh.
hang out
Cool.
and order food and drink beers.
I was just thinking a handful of
Huh.
Inuits came in and like,
No,
started a brewery.
That
Yeah.
sounds interesting. Sitting in an igloo. And drinking
yeah, it was.
beer.
It was good because we went there. It was cold as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, man, these got these little igloos with heaters in them, and there's just people
That's
sitting there. It
cool.
was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So to get back to the answer, because I love what you guys are doing here. You
I
have
got the
made-
answer.
You've got
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, he does.
and so these guys were like, on is in the answer. I never picked up on it.
I didn't either.
I've been here for a while. Well played, sir. I always thought because you always said beer is the answer, and that was always what I thought was just it was in reference to it's an on joke.
It's a non-joke. so,
It can be both.
so
Exactly.
yeah. So is the Zima joke. You get down a little bit.
That's
All right,
hilarious.
so it's
Zima's
funny.
no joke.
The old right hook with the Zima in the body.
Funny, well, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's I like Zima. Zima's it's
You
something
love Zima.
different.
Something
It's
different.
a clear malt
Something.
beverage. So you can throw
It's not
stones.
really a beer.
No, something different. It's actually a malt liquor. Now, I came in here the other day.
You're not helping your cause
And I
by
don't-
just pointing out that it's actually a malt liquor.
Yeah.
Okay, but on's going to take me down a peg. But this man has 50 cases of Zima on your stage downstairs?
Used to be.
Oh, you sold it all.
Drank it all? Sold it all, yeah.
He's drinking all himself. He loves it.
It's down to about 20 cases now.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So you sell Zima here?
We don't.
You
Really?
don't?
We don't.
What are you doing with all those cases of Zima? Let's talk.
You can move it all tonight if
Yeah.
you play your
Yeah,
cards
you know.
right.
Exactly, right.
I'm looking to invest.
Yeah.
You know how I say about giving a DKML to friends
That's
that
hilarious.
I don't really like?
Oh,
Randy's got 30 cases worth of friends you don't like.
An has moved into fourth mic very seamlessly. I
Yeah,
see.
he has.
He's like,
Yeah.
like this guy.
Well,
like-
Zima is a little worse than DKML.
This is great.
Hold on. So is it the same guy who sold you the DKML that sold you the 50 cases of Zima?
No,
I saw-
The salesman of the year, that guy? Yeah.
No, because there was a lot of Zima down there, but you honestly don't
It used
sell
to be
it.
a lot. It used to be a lot, but now we're about 20 cases left. So now Zima is what I give to my ex-girlfriend.
Is that child support?
so Brendan's your ex-girlfriend.
You looking for a date?
Exactly.
That's all I got to do to get a case of Zima?
That's it.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I've done more for Zima.
Yeah.
So you bought all that Zima, but then it really didn't sell, or it wasn't to be sold? I don't understand.
It's a collecting item because it's been a good joke for 20 years, and then reality hit this year.
Yeah.
Because the joke had been is that people always ask, "Oh, what is your favorite beer?"
Yeah.
Man, it's like every day I have this question. It's like, God, there are so many good beer. You can't pick.
Yeah, you can't pick a
one
favorite, yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
So I.
And then you realized it was Zima.
And then I.
Then you had a
well,
Zima.
and then I had a sign, and I say, "Wow, Zima haven't met since 1995."
Yeah.
but
Or
then they
something like that.
started making it again. This
They make it
past
again
year.
this year, yeah.
So you bought a boatload of it just to have
I
on
did.
hand.
So what
I
he's
did.
saying was-
it's present for people.
Is it really?
People thought it's my favorite beer, so they come in with cases and
That
cases of
is
Zima.
hilarious.
He's been
Ah,
saying Zima's
I got
his
your
favorite
present,
beer.
just like that sign. People gave that to me.
Yeah, I would like to mention while we're talking about Zima, I'm standing behind the bar, and to my right is like a neon Zima sign that hangs up behind the bar.
And
You're
I
telling me you didn't
love
pay
it.
top dollar for
Yeah.
that?
I love that sign. I was so excited when I saw it.
You
And
would
I-
hang that proudly at the Pallet House.
I
Yeah.
would. And I came in here and I saw all the cases, and then I came up here and I saw this, and I said, finally, I have a guy who not only
You
is...
said brother.
I did say brother.
Brother.
I found my brother.
Yes.
He loves Zima
Yes.
as much as I
We're
do.
going to be clinking Zima bottles together all night.
Because it is so hard to find another Zima friend, and I really, really thought I had found one, and now I find out that people gave it to you because you ran your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
As a goof. As a goof.
Right.
Well, lesson learned.
Still just you.
Yep.
You know, I mean, this year they brought it back, but before they brought it, I mean, there was no Zima in the U.S.
Yeah.
No, it's
know-
in Japan.
Yeah, you know how people get it to meet? They would travel to Japan and buy
Really?
Zima and bring it
Whoa.
back to me. Yeah. so-
Yeah, you know how long I was looking
Brendan's like, he already knew it was in Japan. He's like,
Yeah.
Of course
the
I
family
did.
would love to go to Japan this
Because
year.
Right.
the Coors company bought the rights to Zima in the late 90s, and then they stopped selling it in the 2000s. And then,
Here's our historical Zima
and then,
track.
Yeah.
and then in Japan, they were able to buy the rights, and they manufactured it there and sold it there, and it was their own thing. Now, there are these shipping services that I may or may not have looked into. And what...
Continue on with your
Now-
Zima story.
You know,
Did
when
you
when
get
you're telling
the-
these little stories? Here's a good idea. Have a point.
Yes, have a point.
Now,
please.
did you ever get the gold Zima from Japan?
Well, I've had Gold Zima when it came out originally in the
Okay.
90s, but
Okay.
never from Japan. I actually heard it's a different flavor over there, and it's supposed to be pretty damn
What
good.
doesn't this dude know about Zima? I mean, he knows more about Zima than I know about my children.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my god.
Zima's middle name is
Yeah,
Fred.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, instead of the cap they have the peel-off cap.
Oh, really?
That's from Japan, yeah. It's kind of neat.
Let's get some of that Japan Zima.
Yeah, how do I go about getting it? Do you really have? Is that Japanese
And-
Zima? Oh, you got excited. I'm in. What?
No, and in Japan, they have a band play. I mean, they have a band dedicated to just playing
Zima
for Zima.
band?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was electronic band. That every show they go through, they have this Zima band that they play.
Yeah.
Amadeus. I'm excited.
Surprisingly,
You say Amadeus?
On Medeus.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. This guy's into everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Surprisingly, it's electronic.
they do a Zima tour in Japan. They have their own band. Yeah.
What? So do they drink the shit out of it over there?
Yeah, it's a good seller.
Really?
Yeah, it really is a good seller.
How many units last year?
I don't know. You got me. I have been stumped.
Did Jolly Rancher spike over there too?
Yeah, exactly.
I've still never had a Jolly Rancher in a Zima. Never will.
In Japan, they don't put Jolly Rancher. They would.
Thank you.
They put wasabi in.
Oh,
Do they really?
I'm back in.
That's
Got me
disgusting.
excited. I love wasabi.
I was like, they're fucking weird. That sounds horrible.
Get drunk, clear your sinuses.
Japanese.
Come on.
Exactly.
So the two number one best-selling Zima in Japan is wasabi flavor and soy sauce.
Oh, God.
That's racist.
On,
and
is
I'm
that
offended.
That sounds horrible.
My wife's Japanese, and I'm offended.
Yeah, well, we bring some Zima home. You might
Yeah.
get laid.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't eat sushi, ironically.
That's okay. I'm not going to go anywhere
My
with
kids
that.
gobble it up.
So,
Wow. So she doesn't eat the raw stuff.
She doesn't eat any seafood.
Just no seafood. Okay.
Yeah.
See, An was setting us up.
Yeah, he was.
I just didn't take the spike
Yeah.
because she listens and
She's
and
a
I
listener.
know her. I knew where you were going with it.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like gobble gobble, but I let it be.
Yeah.
I let it be. An, I like you.
Me too. Anna's awesome.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
An said Perrier.
Exactly.
I'll have some Perrier.
Yeah.
He's throwing out
He's like this normal.
snarling jokes.
Yeah.
This show is sponsored to you by Perrier.
With or without gas.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I can't see Perrier without thinking about Talladega Nights.
They served that shit to me when I was in Germany, and I almost threw the bottle across the room. What is this?
You were pissed.
I was dying of thirst.
What's
You
wrong
wanted
with Perrier?
water?
You
Huh?
don't like
You
Perrier?
wanted water?
Yeah, I did.
Not water with bubbles?
Right. And I didn't realize. She asked me with or without gas. I didn't understand it. I was like, yeah. And she brought me something, and I was like, oh, that's what you said.
That's a lot of gas.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We're getting ready to try something here.
All right. So what is this? So
I just pop a pine berry.
Pineberry popsicle.
Pineberry.
You ever have a pine berry?
I don't
No.
know.
It's a cross between a strawberry and pineapple.
Really? That sounds
See what you
amazing.
did there.
So all right.
So you didn't want to go straw apple.
Exactly.
It's a strapple.
Strapple.
It sounded a little too.
Are you drinking? Are you drinking this too? Or are you
He
just
knows what it tastes
Man,
like.
I'm drinking this every day, and I'm sick and tired of it.
That's hilarious.
Just like a Zima.
This is what he gives his. Why is he air quoting friends when he gives this to us?
Exactly.
Here, friend.
Here, guys, you'll love this.
Yeah.
So
So this stuff is, it's the childhood memory that bring me back to doing this stuff. You know how as a kid you try to chase after the ice cream truck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to get that popsicle.
Oh, yeah.
So this
I
is,
still do.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
That's why I had kids, so I can keep running after.
Exactly.
They look at me weird if I
They
don't
just
have my
stare at
kids.
their phone, though. I'm like, why don't you go get it?
all right. So An, you gotta help me understand what these beers
Okay.
are because some of them are Weiss beers, some of them are like Gozes. What am I dealing
Yeah,
with?
so
here?
the popsicle for us is the base is mostly the Goza or the blended rice, which is
Okay.
a wheat style sour.
Okay.
So the sour that we pair with a fruit that's balanced really well, the sweet and the sour.
Okay.
So, and it's very refreshing. So
And so you have made your name, I believe, on the IPAs.
yes, yep.
And what is the name of the IPA that has won the awards? Because it's escaping me.
Larceny,
Larceny.
yep.
And that's what we've been drinking.
Yep, that's the one you guys been bringing. Yeah.
Now there's the Larceny, which is the one that has won. What awards is that one?
It was our first year that we submitted to the Dominion Cup, which is the beer church in here in Virginia.
Yep.
And we won gold. And then from that gold, of all the gold that won that year, Larceny was the best in show, the best of all the gold.
Oh, so
Oh, wow.
not just the IPA category, but best in show
That's
outright.
right. That's correct. Yes. So
First year.
it was
That had to
yeah.
piss some long timers off.
Before that, there was Backbone. They won every year. Yeah, they won,
Really?
they have a Harvest Lager they won, or a Smoke Lager, or Saison and stuff. But they have won 3 years in a row, and all of a sudden we come in with an IPA, and it's like it's kind of like
Who's
a
this Mekong fool?
it's kind of like a David versus Goliath. And,
That's it.
Oh, well, what?
He's got a home brewing background.
Yeah.
You say?
What were
What a
you
son
like?
of a
What were
bitch.
your expectations? What were you hoping for?
And,
You were just
yeah,
there.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
just home, we just turn it in
Yeah,
and,
we're like,
and
I
having
hope
fun.
people
yeah,
like
so,
this.
yeah.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's good. Sorry,
So-
dude,
This is delicious.
God.
So this is the style we're trying to bust the myth of beer that's not good for you.
Oh, this is good for me.
This is good for lots of vitamin C.
Oh, I
What?
feel
Right?
stronger already.
Yeah,
I do too.
Vitamin C.
I don't have scurvy anymore.
I wouldn't go that far.
You're right. I still have.
And,
I'm
you
riddled,
know,
I'm riddled with scurvy.
Yeah.
You know, the other part where, the craft beer have always been dominated by guys. And we
Yes.
try to get the ladies to get into
My
the
wife
craft
would
beer.
like this.
Yes.
And she doesn't like most beers.
And you know how...
And sushi.
Yes.
And, the ladies seem to be into white wine or red wine a lot. So we're
Sure.
trying to have a flavor that they can get into the craft beer 101. So this is where we think the sweetness and the soundness that they really like. So.
Well, so
Yeah.
here's what I've noticed in the craft beer scene. Tell me if you're seeing the same kind of trajectory. Is the IPAs dominated the scene when it first hit? Like when craft beer really blew up in the last 10 years, IPAs have really gone with it. But what I am seeing is more and more breweries try to make themselves stand apart with Gozas and things like this. It's like sour is starting to do that upward swing. Are you finding that?
I mean, the IPA style is still the most dominant style. I mean, you can't find a style that can sneak in second place. I mean, next to the IPA.
Yeah.
I mean, they so blow out in the style. It's incredible. But, I mean, there are many styles that, that's trying to fight for the second place. As far as the stouts again have been very, very strong. And people have been playing with a lot of adjunct stout flavor to stout, and that's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's for, places that on a maybe quarter place that do well with stout. But when you talk about the fruity, low ABV, that's when you talk about the area what's very, the weather a little hotter. Like
Yeah.
Texas, Florida, California, that area.
Okay, so it's
So
actually
that's-
regional.
Like refreshing. Like
Yeah. So the Ghost of Blendify. I mean, it originally is from German, but it's been like a dying style for years. And all of a sudden, a couple of people brew down Florida, and it's so hot down there, and it's light, and people would say, "Wow, this is refreshing." So that's when they, the style to make a comeback.
Okay.
And from that comeback, they now had more flavor into the Ghost or the Berliner.
So are more and more getting into this, or is it just that I'm reaching, I'm looking for
right
something
now,
different?
more and more people get into this style. So
Okay.
And it's especially the style are very different nowadays. Not just like just sour wheat. Now it's
Yeah.
sour wheat with lots of different fruit.
Yeah, it used to
So-
be just very sour, and then they started scaling it back a little, adding the salt,
Yes, yeah.
kind of.
it's kind of what
bring it down.
Strange Ways kind of builds on. Like they just do weird, funky sours and
Which
and-
I love. They
yeah.
take the albino monkey and then they just mix it with everything.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there is a process you do here that I noticed at Mekong, and I don't know if you do it here, so excuse my ignorance, but you were doing something where you would take a really good stout and then you would like infuse it almost. Does that make sense?
It's called Ando. It's
He
on
thinks
the
I'm
can.
teeing him up, but
It's
I
on the
honestly
can.
don't know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
it's a process similar to a dogfish rendo. If you guys ever heard of dogfish up in Delaware.
Oh, Dogfish Brewery, yeah.
Yeah, I went up there a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah. So back in 2009, I remember Jacob from Cap Ale House. He brought one of their rendo that he bought from Dogfish, and it's kind of like a water filter. So you put ingredient in, and then you run the beer through.
Oh, so
Okay.
almost like it's the
Infusion.
the
or something?
medium that's in there. I don't know what there's a word for that.
Yeah, some
Whatever's
scientific-
inside
yeah.
the filter.
Yeah. So you could put the ingredient in the filter, and then you run a beer in, it's soak in, and then you push out into a tap. And I saw it. I said, "Wow, that's interesting." And then a couple months later, I tried to I tried to rent the same one, and I used it over Mekong, and I found it. This is good, but it's just not quite the flavor that I want.
Yeah.
Because you put the ingredient in, you push it out, you get maybe 3-4 pint, and the flavor was gone.
Oh, like washed out.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
last-
yeah. So it's
Okay.
like, I wish that there's something else that I can use that would use the whole cake.
Definitely.
So it took many months later for me to invent the one called the Ondo. So
And he can't tell you about it because he would have to kill
that's
you.
right. It's a secret.
that's right.
It's our secret weapon to this place.
I like it.
I love it.
But you have managed to now find a way to run an entire keg through one filter medium
Yes.
and maintain a consistent flavor
Yes,
on every single beer.
that's correct.
Look,
Awesome.
Years and years and years of practice. Yes.
Well, you probably remember me like 4 years ago having lunch here.
Yes, I think I remember
Yes,
because
yes.
there's this
Yeah,
guy that
with
came in
the
for
DKML.
lunch,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. We
he-
kicked you out. Your
yeah.
pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
And
asked
so-
for a Zima, and then we gave him one, and he passed out on the counter.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Passed out after one Zima. Yeah,
You
bring
do
it.
remember.
Yeah, bring it.
Yeah, you were there.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah,
No, we
yeah,
still don't have the P out of that booth. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
because we, at that point, I only have one Zima that I was saving, and then you could bag it. You were
Yeah,
bagging for
right.
that
You
Zima,
had
and then
to
we
have
gave
it.
to you, and then say, you took one hit, you pass out.
That's
so.
it.
Story of my life, dude.
What do you mean there's no Jolly Ranchers in
That's what
here?
they call
On
it.
fits right in.
I'm telling you.
He's definitely part of the team. It's
Yeah.
what can I do?
Boy, that escalated quickly.
So, you guys you served me something one day. I was here at lunch, and it was the first time I'd ever had it. It was a stout that you had infused with something. You were like, "Oh, you want a stout?" But I was going back and forth on some stuff. And you were like, "I got you," and you brought over a stout that was phenomenal, and it had been through this process where you'd put something in it. It was amazing.
It's probably coffees or
Yeah, it was just
coconuts or coconuts.
It was coconut.
Yeah, so.
And it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what this guy's doing, but it's fantastic. So all of these Ondals have gone through that process.
That's correct. Yes.
You infuse them with so the base beer is just a standard Goza or a Berlin Weiss. You don't really deviate from that. Do you brew those yourself?
We do too. Yeah. But the bigger batch we brew, we contract out at a place up in North Virginia called Beltway.
Okay.
That's where we contract our Berlin Weiss from.
So you know that we do something. We do a beer tasting every week, and we affectionately call it the deli because does Ely like it?
DELI, does Ely like it?
And you see, Ely doesn't. That's the
He doesn't.
I don't like shit.
No, like that's it. He doesn't like it, and so it is very, very difficult to find a beer that Ely likes. Now, the hardest thing you could do is find something that has hops in it that he likes because he
hates
abhors hops. Yeah, absolutely hates it.
Pretty much.
So
You said
what-
you said
what-
refreshing a few minutes ago. That's where I'm at with my
So
beers.
yeah. So
So
what's
I'm gonna have
what's in
you-
hops that you don't like?
I don't like the flavor.
Just the bitterness.
The camaraderie.
or the piney.
That I'm into.
Or the piney or the maltiness of the IPA.
You're farther than I am. I don't know. Just
It's
the
anything that has a lasting bitterness.
God,
Yeah.
anything
So-
that
so-
stick your tongue. Okay.
So the larceny, right, is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But I'm also.
but it still
I'm
have
an-
that bitterness.
I'm
on,
an
yeah,
easy
so.
mark. Now the petty larceny is your sessionable
session, yes.
version of it, which has a little less bitterness. Now I find that I actually thought that might be a good winner. So I'm hoping that you can pick one. Is this the one you have chosen to
Now
try to put
this,
up for the
yeah,
deli?
this is our version of our lemonade.
So this you're putting up for the deli right now. This beer.
Yeah.
Or do you have a different?
Well, we
one?
just drank another one a second ago.
A different one.
Yeah, we drank the what was
We
it?
drank the Pineberry Popsicle.
Yeah. Do we
You
want to do
loved
a
it.
review on that one?
If you're going to be honest in front of On, then I would like the review.
Oh, you guys can be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
I'd
On
give
in
that
a beer
4.5.
place.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you got a deli
A
award winner.
5 is the top.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so,
I'd probably
five
never
is
give
Four
it.
and a half from a 10.
On, I have bad news.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Our scale's to 20. It's horrible.
Anybody else want to talk on the mic? Get this shit stick out of here.
You did not like your beer.
No,
No.
that beer's amazing. And I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know, into girly shit. I have no idea,
Hey.
but I
now,
like that
now,
beer.
Just put yourself in a hot summer,
Oh,
sitting,
By the
up-
pool.
sitting by
I
the
got
beach
it.
Yeah.
with an umbrella. Would you drink that beer?
absolutely.
Same.
All right, so but this is
Drink
the
that beer
one.
sitting on
This
your
is the
couch
one
on a
we're
Friday
gonna
night.
put up for the deli. Like I want to have you pick one out of the group. This
Oh.
is the one
The one that he won't like?
that he
The
will.
one.
like.
Oh, the one he will like.
Is this the one? Or
I
do you,
think he can like this.
This
I mean,
is
it's a
Cromer
it's-
juice.
Yeah, it's like a
lychee.
lemonade with lychee
Lychee.
and passion fruit.
Okay, now let me tell you something about passion fruit. That fruit sucks.
Yes, it's
Have
very
you ever had it
puckling,
straight?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
like
it's very
it's-
puckling, very sour.
That is a shitty fruit.
But
Now-
the aroma is incredible.
Unbelievable.
It's great for beer.
So I actually had a passion fruit water today for lunch because
Okay.
I'm fancy, and so
He is.
God, that is the shitty water.
but it was
Probably
great.
got it from Sheets.
But so I was
Exactly.
I was in the Caribbean a couple weeks ago, and they had passion fruit
High
like
roller?
out on the table, and I was
Okay.
like, "Ooh, let me get some passion fruit," and I ate it, and I thought to myself, "That's really really bad."
Yeah, it's got tiny seeds.
Tiny seeds
It's very
that taste
sour.
like crap.
Yeah,
Apparently, you can't bite through the skin because everyone looked at me like, "Hey, idiot, you don't bite through the skin." And I was like, "Well, I just wanted to try it all." I didn't know, so I bit the damn thing and like almost broke a tooth.
But I think of all this crowd, I think there's one in here that he will like. So, what is your
You think
favorite
there's
fruit?
one?
Yeah. What is your
I think
favorite
he's
fruit?
like, you like.
I mean,
I think you like both of these.
I mean, he already gave one to Deli, and I go, that doesn't count.
yeah, exactly. My favorite fruit is probably pineapple or peach.
Oh,
I think it's the outlaw Josie Whale.
Oh, you know what? We have a
Cody
stone. We have a
Austin
stone
juice.
fruit here that we like. White peach, apricot.
Oh,
Okay,
What?
okay, we should put that up as the deli.
it's blasphemous to open all these without finishing them.
I
That's
am
fine.
doing
Hey,
my best.
We're,
part.
yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're gonna
We're
be
here to taste beer.
for a minute. Oh my gosh! All right, I'm gonna
do we
pour
want
this.
a deli score on this one, or do you want to?
All right, so this is what I found that the passion fruit is really tough to for it by itself.
Well,
but
so I
it's
like
a
it.
great parent fruit.
Yeah, it adds a little something to it. I can't tell. Is this a Goza base or is this?
That's a Berliner base.
Because it's funny because the sour then's coming from the passion fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. I dig it. All right.
So the lychee pair well with the passion fruit. The passion had the aroma. The lychee had the flavor.
See,
And then
you know your stuff.
the lemonade gave a little
I
puckling.
literally have 3 beers in front of me right now. This is the best Monday ever.
This is my favorite tasting we've ever done. Easily.
All right, so this is a stone
and that's
fruit.
why I was like, I
Yeah.
think he's got what you need.
yeah,
and it's
he
gotta-
does.
Oh shit!
This one is the
That's the color from
stone
peach
fruit.
and apricot. Yeah,
Okay, I
stone
like
fruit popsicle.
What was the first one that we had?
pineberry.
this is
Pineberry
popsicle.
Pineberry.
Yeah.
So basically, Ely, you're going to be able to give delis down the line on like
Yeah, you're gonna like all these.
3 different.
Whatever this is amazing.
I think this is the best.
Now,
one.
pretend that we're not sitting upstairs bar. We're sitting at the beach here, tasting all this beer.
Okay.
Yeah, with the sun's up.
Can I wear my donks
the
wrong?
bree,
He doesn't know that
the
joke.
water, the water hitting the beach. Yeah, so this
Yeah.
is us right now.
I like
Oh.
this.
That right there, strangely, has a it's almost reminiscent of a cider, but like it's very interesting. I like everything about this beer.
I would drink every one of these over one of these any day of the week.
Wow.
That's how I am. I don't know why I'm that way.
IPA, yeah, definitely not for everyone. You're correct.
Yeah, maybe I just grew up on Natural Light and Milwaukee's
Definitely,
best.
yeah.
And then
Water.
IPA, yeah, exactly.
Water.
IPAs show up.
So
and
you,
I'm
Water.
so you grow up in water.
like, yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He
That's
was a
exactly
Baptist.
what I grew
Now look at you now.
My dad was poor.
Yeah, so
But I will tell you, since we've been doing the deli bit, I've gotten more. I've grown. This stuff's grown on me.
Okay.
So
He went back to that. I was going to point that out. He drank some and then poured some more in, which
But
I don't normally do.
he never
but the
does.
larceny is
It's
a
an
pretty
award winner.
perfect
I mean,
example
yeah.
of what an IPA should be. Too often, I find that people just overly hop the beers.
Yeah.
And the larceny actually does a pretty good job of blending it. Now, I will say that, I don't know, I'm going to guess at the name. The double larceny. I don't know, Grand Larceny. Is it the Grand Larceny by chance? I don't know.
On's mixing
What you
beers
doing
here.
over there? I was going to say that looks kind of amazing.
But he put the double IPA.
That's the double IPA with the Pineberry popsicle.
since he doesn't like the bitterness from the hop, the sweetness from the fruit will balance out the hops.
Yeah, it would.
So.
You nailed it. What is happening right here?
It's like he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
Hey,
Crazy.
Magician.
you know, I've been in the beer industry for 25
Right.
years, so I,
Do y'all-
I
do y'all do that?
listen.
Oh,
I
the fact
talk
that you're
to
30
beer
years old
knowledge.
disturbs me.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
Not 30, not 30. just turned 44. Yeah. So
Do y'all
Nice.
do that here? Would you do that? Do you do like 2 beers? Would you mix that downstairs?
We blend flavor every day. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Have you tried the? I keep going back. Have you tried the Sam 76, the Samuel Adams 76?
I haven't drink Sam for a while.
So,
That's hilarious.
excuse me,
I
on.
love it. I'm just laughing at you.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, Jim Cook was first.
You know where it
and
worked,
he's
bitch.
Last. I
His
tell you.
monocle fell out
Yeah.
when he said that. Just popped right out of his eye.
That's
I mean,
It's monocle, right?
if Sam Adams spoke to you guys right now, I was like, yes, I just tasted them yesterday.
Exactly.
So Sam Adams has done a thing where they made an IPA or a pale ale, I guess, and they made a lager and they mixed them to kind of get rid of all the bitterness, but allow you to have a hop profile. It's a damn good beer. I would challenge you to try it. In fact, I believe you could remove the DKML
Upgrade.
Yeah.
and you just might have something that
Let me
sells.
take this back. The last time I had a Sam Adams beer was Utopian. You know, that 28%.
Oh, now that was the one that was
28%
like
beer.
really,
Really?
really expensive, though, right?
Yeah, it's like $150 a bottle.
Yeah, so I never got
fancy
to-
bottle. They come in a fancy
Yeah.
bottle with gold rims, everything.
What?
I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, so the Utopian was the highest ABV like beer
I got
that
gold
they had
rims in
ever
my car.
made.
Yeah.
And they made this beer, and it was for people who will obviously buy anything. And, and they put it out there, and you tried it. How was it?
It was actually not bad. It tastes like a brandy. A
Really?
beer
That would
brandy,
make
yeah,
sense, though,
so,
because
yeah.
it had the alcohol content of
Yeah,
a brandy that
yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me that it would take on that profile. But
But
it was pretty.
$150 bottle of Sam Adams sounds like a $100 bottle of Natural Light.
It's what
like,
it's what you chase the.
You can buy the whole tank. Whole,
exactly. Yeah, like,
tank.
you know, you
this
take a
thing
shot
doesn't have a
of
tap with it.
Poppy Van Winkle, and then you chase it with that.
I had that. I had a chance to have that about a year ago.
And?
A buddy of mine won it at the ABC store, and he was like, "Oh, this is Pappy Van Winkle." And we were at a cookout. I was like, "That doesn't mean anything to me." He's like, "This whiskey is, one of the greatest ever made, and it's hard to get." And, and I had a shot of it, and I, shuddered and like I was like, "Okay,"
shuddered and fell over.
yeah,
So
I
this
was
is-
like, "Just give me some Beam." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here.
on, what are you doing?
He
popped
can't
in-
stop popping these things.
You ready for the next one? This one tastes like a raspberry pie.
This
Really?
dude is killing me right now. I'm
But it's
so
still,
glad I took a lift.
But it's still a popsicle. We put so much red raspberry. It's ridiculous.
Which one is it?
Right here, the double
Oh my
raspberry.
gosh.
Yeah,
I don't need a lot.
it's only 3%.
Oh, double it up then.
Make it a double.
Zima comes in closer to 5. It's a man's beer.
I know.
Oh,
This
man.
this
Oh, man.
thing this thing
That's-
is lighter than a Zima.
I
That
do
was their
like that one
marketing.
a lot.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do to get a case of that Japanese Zima? Do you have true Japanese Zima?
I don't, not anymore.
Now you all have the American crap?
Now I got like
Ugh.
20 cases
That's
of Zima on
swill.
the stage. Yeah.
Okay,
I
what
got
are
a
we
better
drinking?
chance of getting this sign off him.
Oh my God, that
That is from an
raspberry.
antique store.
This is
Is
the
it really?
double raspberry popsicle style smoothie with double red raspberries and pink sea salt.
I got to question how well
I
this
love sea
episode's
salt.
going to go over. Because it's literally us just chugging beers.
Yeah.
Like typically, I didn't expect for this to be a drinking episode. I guess I
Yeah,
should.
why wouldn't it be? We're only at the answer.
I didn't. I don't know. I guess I didn't put it all together. That's
That one's
fantastic.
That one
Good.
is really good. I think so. If I had to go down the line as far as favorites, I think that what was the first one?
the pineberry.
Pineberry and this raspberry one are neck and neck,
Oh.
and then this one, and then the lemonade.
You know what? I know the lemonade has to come in last because it's the only one not finished in front of me. Doesn't mean I didn't like it. It's just that,
It's probably one
trying
of
to
those
keep up.
fruit, the lychee you guys haven't tried.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
it's great though.
if,
Like, I just
I
went
mean,
back
if you
to
never
it.
try a fruit, it's like, what the
That
fuck?
raspberry
what,
is just
what the fuck is that fruit?
Right, yeah.
That raspberry.
But then again, the raspberry, yeah, man, you guys eat
tastes
raspberry
just
pie all
like
the time.
Right.
Delicious.
All the time, on all the
It's
time. I eat
awesome. This
raspberry
beer-
pie.
That's fresh.
Can't get it enough.
5 out of 20. I
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
On, you watching the Olympics?
5 out of 20.
Yes, I've been watching Olympic. Yes.
I have developed a serious addiction problem. I am staying up ridiculous hours because the time's so screwed up.
That's right. Yeah.
But the internet will keep me
It's not the
abreast.
same time there as it is here.
It's the same.
The
Yeah.
opposite. Yeah.
We're on the
Same,
flat.
but opposite.
It's a
yeah.
flat
Right.
Earth. I don't know why we don't have the same clock.
Exactly,
I'm
right.
confused.
Haven't figured that out yet.
It's all
Yeah.
part of the conspiracy, man.
That's right, man. Flat
Yeah.
Earth shill.
No,
Round Earth.
I have been watching the curling at a ridiculous rate.
Can we back this up? I do have something that grinds my gears about the Olympics.
Oh, well, here we go.
I hate that I get updates on my phone, like on like I have a CBS app or whatever.
Yeah,
and
NBC.
it's like so and so won the gold medal. I'm like, oh, awesome. I haven't seen that yet. Thanks for fucking ruining it for me.
Spoiler alert.
So you can actually like disable Olympics updates, like at least on websites you go to.
I don't think you should
But I
make
feel
fun
like
of
the
disabled
news is
Olympics.
telling you as it happens when everyone over here is working, though, and then at night we got to
Yeah.
just rewatch what the fuck already happened.
Well, and that's the beauty of curling is those women are hot. You're going to watch it anyway.
I feel like isn't the rule in curling too that you have to drink a beer at the end?
In like
should
North
be.
American curling, I don't think in the Olympic standards.
No?
I don't believe they still do that. But that is curling is one of those sports that has really found its way to be like, I don't know a better word, like gentleman's sport, where like if you commit a foul, you bring it up.
Yeah.
You know, you go, hey, my bad. You can actually pick it up. You can enforce your own, your own penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you will. And it was born of kind of like, hey, you drink a beer at the end of the game together. Like, it's a lot of camaraderie in it.
They said it's a lot like golf.
Actually, both golf and curling are from Scotland.
Yeah,
Came
and they
from
both involve people yelling at a stone that won't listen to it.
That's a fact. That's
Yeah.
actually a pretty good point because it's miserably difficult, but tons of fun.
I also love how the chick that does the announcing on the like figure skating, she sees all the shit that we don't.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? She's
Yeah.
like, oh, she really got on her toe on
Yeah,
that one. You're
she-
like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't eat it, right? So she did a pretty good job.
Shit looked dope to me. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you, lady.
She jumped, did three
That
and a
was
half
miserable.
spins, and landed.
That's a huge. Did you see the way her hips turned
Oh,
right
my
there? That's
God.
just a huge.
I've been
that's
doing
a deduct.
I've been doing that around my kids a lot. I'm like, boy, did that left knee bend.
Really?
They're like, oh, I see that now, and I'm like, yeah, well, you get better at it over time.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Winter Olympics in my life.
Trying to sell them on you being a genius.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I know all this stuff.
They
I'm
already
like,
know.
They have not.
They know Dad's a dummy.
At 8 and 7, they're like, it's kind of like Santa Claus. Like they're questioning it, but they haven't given up hope. That might be
Every time the Olympics come around, it surprises me. It's like, and welcome to the 23rd Olympics. I'm like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Had this shit been around a lot longer than that? I'm
Right.
confused here.
So there's a girl named like what's her name? Caitlin Laws. She's the Canadian
Okay.
curling girl.
Okay.
So she's in the mixed doubles Canadian curling team.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's looking it up.
I have
Yeah.
full on fallen in love.
You know,
I
Really?
was up till like 1:30 in the morning last night watching her curl, sober as a judge, just
Telling
like,
your wife, it's good form. Look at that form.
like look at the form.
Do the stretch.
And then so I started Googling her last night, just trying to see like photos, and I discovered a website that absolutely floored me. It was called WikiFeet.
Wiki feet.
And it didn't occur to me when I saw
FEET.
Yeah. And it didn't
Okay.
occur to me when I saw WikiFeet what I might be going to. And I was like,
yeah. How
ooh,
could
there's
you
a good
possibly
picture.
know?
And
Wiki feet.
WikiFeet. And she's like holding this
Caitlin, what?
laws, I believe. Laws right in
It's
there.
Canadian. It's probably spelled all crazy.
Yeah. I believe over there it's
with
spelled-
the
Founder.
word, yeah,
It's
yeah, with the
spelled
word,
tort.
with the word Maple and bacon in it.
Exactly.
but I've completely fallen
Put
for
an
it.
A in
And
the middle of it.
I find that I fall for like a handful of female athletes throughout the Olympics every year.
There's a picture of her sitting on train tracks with her curling stone next to her.
Dude, how great is that picture?
doesn't
by the
I
have
way?
think
that?
it's hilarious that you
That
already know
picture-
about
yeah,
it.
because she's not in her curling gear. She's looking all hot. Is she in
Whoa.
jorts in that picture, I believe? Not that I've seen it. And so,
I'm just
So I got
here-
news for you.
yeah.
There's an American skier that's hotter.
yes,
Yes.
of course, but I'm currently into curling.
Oh, okay.
Like,
What's
I
his
was-
name?
I love you.
He's got
trying-
great form too.
I was trying to think of an American skier's name. I couldn't come up with it.
yeah.
No, so look. So you're in the Google images.
Yeah.
Go back to her Google images, and you'll see a picture of her holding a giant, like, bluefish catfish.
What?
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then that's when I realized I had gone to a site called WikiFeet. And the whole reason that picture had been put up there is because it's the only time you ever see her in flip-flops. And it's for like perverts
Oh,
that
gross.
are yeah. And it's for perverts staring at feet. And so I go to the site thinking I'm going to
So you just happened to fall upon it.
yeah, I was just-
Accidentally.
Stumbled. Yeah,
Yeah.
never heard of it.
okay. If I'm the
Google
only
her name plus feet, and then just as what comes up.
You're
Weird.
a dick. That's the one. And so
Wiki feet.
So all of a sudden, I'm thinking, oh, this is just like a Wikipedia, and I click on it, and you know how, like, if you go to a horrible porn site, all of a sudden it's like, your phone's been infected with viruses. Click here.
Yeah.
I go to WikiFeed.
I mean,
it's
I
like,
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I go to WikiFeed. It's like, you have viruses. Your phone's on fire. And I'm like, no, what just happened? I was like, and then I backed out. I was like, oh, WikiFeed. It's a perv site. So
Gotcha.
I'd
Right.
fallen down quite the rabbit hole with
I don't
Caitlin
get that.
Laws.
I do not get that. The feet
There's-
thing. It's like, it's weird.
And then I zoomed in on her feet just to see if I was missing something, and I was like, no, they're feet.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
She got a toe.
Yeah, like
Yeah, exactly. There's five of them motherfuckers.
they're
she
holding
had,
her
like-
upright. They're doing their job.
Exactly.
yeah,
Good
if she
for
had
them.
7 toes, I would have been like, I get it. Thanks for
Like-
putting her on there.
I
But
mean, if you're a fisherman, you're like, oh my god, what kind of fish is that?
see, the catfish
Yeah,
was
exactly.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My thing is
wiki
like-
fish.
She still have boobs, but like, okay, then why are we getting to the feet? What are we
I
doing
was
here?
just excited to see a picture that wasn't, curling. I was like, okay, here's what she looks like in her natural environment. She's like an outdoorsy person. And I
She's
found out-
Canadian.
I was like, well, and that's what I thought.
Hey.
It just turns
Hey.
out that this is not indicative of who she is. This is just some dirty perv site. It was,
Right.
it was an interesting.
Well, when she doesn't, she'll probably snoodle in the whole year. Won't do it. She's not doing.
she's noodling with her feet.
Yeah, she is. Got a big one.
She's noodling.
I got a big one.
Damn it, I can't find the skier. I can't remember her name.
It's tough
It's
out
like
there. man.
Kayla or something, right?
I don't know.
So, An, I gotta ask, why do every one of these have a 420 on the side of them? Is this when they were all brewed miraculously on April 20th?
No, it's it's a joke. So the
I-
420 is it's.
I get the joke. I'm just trying to figure out if you're in on it,
You got the joke, right? Yeah.
or if every can was just born on in April 20th. Like,
No, it's the label just to remind people that this need to drink fresh. So because everything it's made fresh and need to be consumed fresh. And if it's not, it might blow up on you.
but
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
because they all literally say.
it looked like a ticking bomb here, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
TNT. So
So,
Yeah.
how long does a growler last? Because this is a very interesting concept, and we've discussed it on the air that growlers at 64 ounces, I love them, big fan. Growlers have a horrible shelf life. You're dealing with how long? 4 or 5 days?
the growler.
Yeah, a growler. How long of a shelf life do you have?
No, I mean
typically?
if you post
Don't open it.
if you post the growler and then you fill the beer up, I mean you can go a couple of weeks with it.
Oh yeah, a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
So-
but what's the life expectancy of a growler?
Now, IPA, we always want to drink it fresh. If you don't,
Okay.
I mean, it's slowly fading off, and hops are gone and turn to this malty bitter bomb.
Oh, you will actually
So-
literally lose the flavor.
Yes.
How
yes.
come in a keg it
Wow.
doesn't lose flavor?
It does too.
It
If
does
it's just
too.
in the keg, it's a little slow because of the mass. The
Okay.
mass are bigger, so slower. But this
Okay.
is smaller, so lose faster. Yeah. But the fruity beer that we have, I mean, we saved some that's like 6 months, 8 months. I mean, it still tastes good. I mean,
Interesting.
we pushed the crowler with CO2 and then we filled it up and then we just seal the lid off. And we have people going through a year and it's still good.
No.
I mean, no light
yeah.
getting in it.
So
No air getting
So
in it.
for people that don't know, a growler is a 32-ounce can that doesn't have a top on it. And
It
then
doesn't.
You fill it up, and then you put some kind of
and then put a lid on,
Uh-huh.
and then there's the lid sealer, and you put on and just it seal the lid on for.
and then it can stay. I mean, damn near indefinitely. If you're saying 6 months to a
Yeah, I
year.
mean, we tell people just to drink it quick as possible. Yeah, for the freshness.
Well, and that's why I went. So when I saw the 420, I thought he's trying to get rid of his old growlers. I was like, it's February. He can't go a whole year on them. But that is just it's a freshness.
Well,
reminder.
the label is like it kind of look like a ticking bomb. So
Yeah, and it says the
yeah.
growler
does.
will
And,
self-destruct on it.
people know the 420 joke, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
cool, so.
No, I love it. I just didn't know if there was a little more to it. All right, so it is just the joke. You're just going for it. Like, look, you want it fresh. You want the good stuff. You want to still have aroma, flavor to it. I get that. Now, there's one over there, the Outlaw Josie Wales, the Cody
That's
Austin.
not the name.
Up here, then.
It's
Now we like to name beer after our regular. So Cody is one of our regulars.
Oh, really?
And he loved, passion fruit, mango and peach. So that's his fruit. So
That is
Interesting.
awesome
Yeah,
that
so-
you name your
so we-
beer after regulars.
I know.
so we
I
make
mean,
it
no one
different.
else does that.
Like
No.
Chroma is a
Yeah, I
it's
saw
a nice
that.
guy. Yeah.
So how difficult would it be for us to get an inside the
Creamer
Pallet
juice.
House flavored beer?
Like
What is
Zima?
that?
Is that where you're going? Don't even
jackass.
do it.
Yeah.
We went out.
Yeah, we're out. It's your beer.
I dare you
what?
on. Let's do it.
You want us to make a Zima beer?
No.
Same here. I just fill up a cake of water for you.
Yeah.
On will never let me live it down. I love it.
As he shouldn't.
I think this is the one that jumped out at me as like the absolute. Like this is the one I was originally going to put on a deli. I was going to bring it home.
Gotcha.
But you only were pouring growlers on certain days of these.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, for juice we do it on Tuesday and Thursday. But now we have people request because people work, weekdays, so they can't come. So now we have it on Sunday too. Yeah. So
All right, that's my favorite one.
Right there.
Easily.
That's the
Wow.
one I wanted to bring back for it. Yeah. I went through your whole menu.
you're good. You're good. You're good.
That's delicious.
It's so good.
Yeah. I'll tell you, every single one of these that I've tried has been over a 4.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. And
He may have given 1 or 2 of those in the 2 years we've been
no,
yeah, I've
doing
probably
this.
given, we've probably done 30 beers.
More than
And
that.
yeah, actually more than that. And I've probably only given 1 4.
Yeah.
Now where's DKML
That
fall?
was a 0.5.
Yeah, we
we
got
give it-
ones and 0.5.
Yeah, 0.5.
Ham's got a,
Hams was the worst, I think.
except you had some mead that was worse than Ham's.
I like the mead better than the hams.
Are you a mead guy on?
I'm a me guy too. Yeah.
Okay, so do you have a mead that we could drink that won't stink? Not here tonight. I'm saying, do you have one that you could recommend that is a tasty mead that would be accessible to people, let's say, on the East Coast?
You know, if you want to bring me into one of the podcasts here, I can get Bill Cavender from Black Mead for you. So Black Heat,
and
yeah.
he makes good mead.
He make good mead in town. Yeah.
Because
Really?
what we have found with mead is that it's a brew that we got away from because we figured out how to do it better. It's kind of like I get this honey malty. So
Sometimes me get to throw people away because of the sweetness. So
That's what I like about it. I'm not a wine guy, but I went to, and I can't remember the name of it, down in Williamsburg, to a meadery down there and brought a bottle back. And they did a honey tasting, and which was cool. We got to taste a ton of different honeys from all over the United States and then a few different meads. And I bought a bottle, which is a little pricey. It was like a $30 bottle for, just a couple glasses. But these two didn't like it at all. I didn't mind it, but they
Yeah, I wasn't a
ranked
big
it
fan.
real low.
yeah. What was that you didn't like? Was it too sweet or?
I think it was
think-
the sweetness
Yeah.
because it was definitely sweet.
It
They're all
was.
sweet.
It was
they're
wine.
honey-based.
It tastes like wine that was
honey.
with honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said there's a guy in Richmond that makes it?
Yep. He's right in Scott Edition, Black Heath.
Scott's Edition's blowing up, huh?
It is,
Dude,
yeah.
jeez, man.
There's
Lot.
like 2-3 sites in there, a meadery, a bunch of brewery.
This place is blowing up.
Man,
They're building all kinds of apartment buildings in there. Like
know.
that's the spot. If you're single, that's
Yeah.
the spot.
That's
I
right.
mean,
you can walk
yeah,
to all those
man, all
places?
those, all the brewery really resurrect that area. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're dumping a lot of money into it. I hadn't been there, and I used to work up there, but I hadn't been there in 2-3 years. I came back up, and it was like a whole different universe.
I
was
mean,
like,
if you
"What?"
guys run into barbecued, ZZQ is building a place there.
Really?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Wow.
Right beside Arden. Yeah.
Really? I've never
Oh yeah,
had that.
they're the ones that sell out of the back of Ardent. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sell every Saturday.
Huh.
You have to line up. Sometimes you don't get them.
Really?
yeah. So.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Silver
It's a good barbecue?
That's where I went.
Yeah. The couple is from Texas. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really nice burnt.
The burn ends.
Bun end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yes.
do love some burn
Yeah.
ends.
It's
I
worth
find
it.
burn ends is an art though, because sometimes it's just a bunch of
It
crispy
can go
crap.
wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes you just overcook something and go, "Hey, we got burn ends," and you're like, "Well,
Yeah.
I'll pay double," and it's just crunch.
Yeah.
And then there's other times you get burn ends and you're like, "That is the answer. Like that is exactly what I was looking for. A little crunch, but still fantastic." Are you a barbecue guy? Do you do your own barbecue?
Well, yeah, not here, but I love barbecue. Good barbecue. Yeah. So.
Now, do you ever deep fry food?
We do. Yep.
Do you deep fry food like outside though, like whole turkeys? You know, some people like fry a turkey.
We still baking the turkey yet, so not quite into frying the turkey yet. So,
I just started that like 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and it's awesome.
I
heard it's very moist. So
It is. It's
Yeah.
ridiculously moist.
I'm starting to wonder though if it's worth the hassle because so we've had a handful of people come over to the Pallet House and they bring like their whole deep fryer setup for outside, and they'll fry the turkey up and they'll fry the chicken wings, and I get it, like it's good, but the tear down and the setup, it's like an all day event
Yeah.
to go through this.
like a tailgating, yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, you have to let the damn oil cool down to a point where you can then pour it back out. It seems like a very expensive and arduous process to make food, and I'm starting to wonder, like I like it and I've enjoyed it, but I'm starting to think that I don't think it's worth the hassle to fry food outside.
I'll tell you one piece of advice right now. To anyone out there that's thinking about frying food, get your fryer with a nozzle or a spigot on the bottom of the fryer so you can dump the oil out. If you don't have one of those, you're in a world of hurt, and
Yeah,
it sucks.
because you got to
Yeah.
wait to pour it out.
Pour it out into a
18
funnel.
hours later.
Yeah, so I had
Or invite a friend that love to fry and come set up
Yes, exactly.
and,
Get
do
a-
everything.
one. Just like having a friend
You're the
with-
best.
Yeah, it's great.
Come.
Hey,
Come
you
to my
come next
backyard.
weekend. Next weekend. You're back here.
Can't wait to see
Yeah.
you, buddy. That's
Like-
actually
Yeah.
the best thing.
I think we all like wings. Y'all like wings? We're bringing wings next week.
Just find a buddy.
I'm buying.
Exactly.
You're frying.
Yeah.
You
Let's
my
go.
blue.
I'm
You
fine.
my blue, boy. You my blue.
That's
You're
right.
my blue boy. You're my boy, Blue. You're
That's
my blue
hilarious.
boy.
Yeah.
I want to isolate that. You're my blue boy.
Yeah, we're going to have that as a drop. That is great.
That's the best drop ever.
It is.
You're my
I went-
blue boy.
I went to a party this past weekend down the street, and the neighbor it was a party at the neighbor's house across the street. When they mentioned the party, the guy was like, "Oh, I got a pig cooker. I'll put 8 shoulders on there and just make barbecue
8
for you."
shoulders?
Yeah,
Jeez.
dude made a ton of barbecue.
How many humans were at this party?
700, I hope.
Apparently.
That's
No,
the
there
answer.
was not enough. There was not enough people to eat
Yeah.
all the barbecue.
Because you can make 2 shoulders
But it's
and
like
feed
the
a
guy with-
gaggle.
Yes.
It's like An says, with the guy with the fryer, he wants to do it. The guy
Exactly.
with the pig cooker, he wants to
Yeah.
cook it all. Like
That's right.
And if
Whatever,
you're gonna,
man. Bring it on over.
If
Yeah.
you're gonna fire it up, it's not 1 or 2. Like,
Yeah.
let's fill this sucker. Let's do it.
But is it worth it? Because I'm starting to. I always was of the belief that
I
it
think
was
he's
worth
right.
it.
It's like a boat. Get a friend that's got
Yes,
it.
yes.
Ah, now you see, I can get behind that. It is
Yeah.
like a
He's
boat.
onto something.
Okay, so that's what I need. I need more friends who are into the frying because
Into Zima.
Yeah. Right.
You need one friend into that.
Or
if I could just get one friend.
Good luck frying that guy.
Hey,
You thought you had it.
I thought it was you,
Yeah.
motherfucker. I thought it was you. It's-
On
you
zigged,
were wrong.
on zigged when Brendan thought he was zagging.
Exactly.
He was like, "This is my guy."
Yeah, this dude's got cases of this
Yeah,
shit. He's
I really
clearly
did.
Sign.
he's clearly going to be on my side.
You my boy Blue.
That's right.
I told my wife and everything. I was like, this guy gets it. This guy understands. He's had every beer in the world, and he's got 50
He's got
cases.
cases of Zima.
Yeah. Oh, that shit? No, man. Somebody brought
Never
me that
crossed
shit.
your mind that people gave it to him on a joke.
Yeah.
Like, that was never.
Ever
Ever
entered
in
his
your head.
brain.
He's got better fans than we do.
Yes.
No one's bringing me cases of Zima. I'm
They're
going
bringing you
out
cases of DKML.
quite literally.
Yeah.
So, damn it, man. All right. So I need a new on.
New friends.
Because I need a Zima guy, which I really thought I had, and I need a deep fry guy because I cannot deal with the amount of headache to set up and, more importantly, tear it down. I don't think it's worth the flavor.
And not burn the
I-
hell out of yourself and set your house on fire.
That's the other thing, right? Is there's an inherent
Danger.
potential danger
Yeah.
there, where if it just tips over, like the first thing to go is the dog, but if you're not careful, the whole place is going.
Y'all know how cool it is when you drop the turkey and right and that shit goes crazy?
Oh, yeah.
I called all the kids from inside. I was like, y'all come watch this shit. It's about to be crazy. It's going to bubble and it's going to be fucking nuts.
You're
They
doing
all
it
come
ass
out.
backwards. You're supposed to go, kids, go inside. I'm about to drop the turkey.
No. We like to have fun.
I see that.
Right.
Take
This
off-
shit could blow up. Just watch.
Take off that helmet. We're going to learn how to ride a
It's gonna
bike.
be
Exactly.
it's gonna be a learning experience, kids.
Absolutely.
Hang with me.
Yeah. That way when they're older, they're like, My dad burnt the motherfucking house down.
I'll never.
Best Thanksgiving ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. Why?
Right. Pretty much.
Dad burnt the house down.
Nah, frying's a shit.
I mean,
I only
It's
do
a
it
lot
on
of work.
Thanksgiving, though. I'm telling you, get the spigot. Because I had one
So-
that had it.
so
My
the
new
s-
one doesn't, and I'm miserable.
But so the spigot, does that allow me to pour the oil out while it's still relatively hot?
yeah, you just pour it out so it's when it's liquid. It's just like a fucking...
I know, but what's it pour back into? Because everyone I see is
Put it
pouring it
into the
back
jugs
into
that
plastic jugs.
The jugs that you took it out of.
Yeah, but you
And-
gotta let it cool to a certain degree.
Yeah, that can maintain a ridiculous temperature like that.
Yes. Well, no, you don't pour it out when it's fucking magma.
Yeah,
Okay.
right after you
This
right
guy-
after you pull the turkey out.
Give
Right after you pull the turkey out.
Yeah, right when you're done with the turkey.
That's right.
Pour it in.
I got a present for you, neighbors. The guys that you really like.
Exactly.
Yeah. All you need is a catapult, bro.
Yeah. You could make some sweet ass fucking catapult bombs with that shit.
Well, I assume so. I thought that's how it was done. They
Yeah.
fried a turkey and then they, started the war.
Right.
Yeah,
That's kinda how it was
hot
done.
oil pouring off the castle.
No, because the big part of my problem is how long it does take to cool down. There's no
The
like,
big part of your problem is you thought that you poured it magma hot into the
no,
goddamn
no.
jugs.
I thought your spigot somehow magically cooled it down on the way
Oh yeah,
out.
it's
Yeah,
an
that's-
ice spigot.
yeah.
No, you
No,
let it
so
cool
it's-
down.
So you still have to do the 3-hour wait, 4-hour
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
at the end of the
Well, then
boil.
the worst is when you get it and you cool it down and it coagulates. You
Yeah.
got to heat it back up to get it to be liquid.
This is what I'm talking about.
That's
This
what
is a
that's his
hassle.
complaint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
don't-
sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, just throw it over
Yeah.
your neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
You pick it up,
exactly.
be done
Right.
with it. Yeah, so.
Yeah, just kick that bitch over. Just boom.
They've just got
I
to.
don't need that oil anymore.
My driving needs a little seal
That's
coating,
right.
anyways. Yeah,
Get some new oil.
that's right.
All right, so you're proving my point. I feel like there is just way too much headache involved in frying food.
It's
Is
just
the-
like smoking. Find a friend that loves to smoke food.
But I love to smoke food, so I'll smoke the stuff. It does take forever, but I
It's
guess
like
it's
beer.
I guess it's
if
on
you
the
want
front
to
end.
enjoy it, you have to put the work into it.
I guess that's true. Which
Or
brings-
just come to the answer.
Or come to the
All right,
answer.
so that brings
they
me
already
back to
brewed
the
it.
answer.
Done.
Exactly.
So we have obviously mastered the pale ales, the IPAs. You've killed it. Like you've already you're winning the awards. I know it won't stop there. You're going to keep trying to do more.
Innovating.
You're doing amazing things here with the Gozas and the Berlin Weisses, or the Andals, as we call them. What about the stouts, or what's the next? Is there something else coming?
Well, we now try to focus more on the stout. Yeah.
So the stout is the next level.
Next level, and then we'll try to brew some pilsner. 'Cause-
Oh, the
yeah.
Pilsner is the forgotten
That's
It
beer
is.
flavor.
It's,
It is fantastic.
Stepchild.
It's one of those stout that is easy to drink up, but it's probably, to me, in my opinion, it's the toughest stout to brew.
So I do a little home brewing myself. I've never done very much because I'm awful. I'm really, really bad. I've actually made some beers.
God, talking about frying a turkey, do you know how much mess you have to deal with brewing beer at home?
Yes,
My wife
thank
is
you.
fully aware, dude.
I don't like
Yeah.
to shit on a point, but that's a great point.
That is a great point.
You have one pot to
Yeah.
deal with frying
Yeah.
a turkey.
This bitch don't want to pour out oil.
You got
Just
three
like-
Exactly.
pot.
Now
Yeah,
he's
three
like,
pot to deal
Let me
with.
set up a
brew beer at
fucking
home.
chemistry
Dude,
experiment. in my
it's
fucking basement.
god awful. And then I've got 5-gallon buckets with the percolators on them, like just bubbling away. I'm like, oh baby, just let that sit with towels on it for the next 4 weeks. It's fine. No, it's brutal. But I've always found that the pilsners, which I think are the easy drinking,
Yes.
they're the easiest to
But it's
screw up.
tough to brew, yeah.
Because if anything's off, you taste it
That's correct.
immediately.
Yep.
If
I
something,
knew that.
you can't hide a flaw.
did.
You
yeah,
can't hide.
you can't hide a flaw. Whereas if something's a little wrong in a pale ale, a little more hops, it'll cover it up. It will. But when you do a pilsner, something that's that light and just that pure, any
Yeah, it's
adulterated
tough, yeah.
ingredient will come through. And I have found that to be the case. So I stopped making those altogether, and I moved on to. Really, I focused on the red ales and things. I felt like those were the
those are
easiest
easier
to do.
brown.
Yeah,
porter,
that's where I
so,
started
yeah.
living because I was like, boy, you could do this with one eye. It is fine. So you're thinking pilsners and stouts are the next place you're gonna go.
Well, he's conquered everything
Yes.
else.
Well, he has.
Oh, he's opened something else here.
Oh, jeez, I'm proud.
Blueberry.
The Tart Martin.
Now,
Oh,
blue-
Tartmont. Okay. Martin is from New Kent. and he's a great guy.
He's a local. I mean, he's a regular.
He's a regular.
Okay.
And,
All these beers are named after
and-
regulars.
yeah,
That's
it's
so
amazing.
cool.
We got to
And
start
he-
coming here every week.
Yeah, I've done it wrong.
Yeah,
And
we
he's-
might need to record here more
Yeah.
often.
And he suggests raspberry and pineapple for his flavor. So
What?
All right.
yeah.
So when you did give me that one stout, it had been through some of this process with coconut. Now, is that what you would do, or are you going to try to perfect like the basic stout first and foremost before you start infusing it?
Yeah, we've been trying to perfect a base stout for a couple of years now. So now we think we got the base down, and now we're gonna start playing with the flavors now. So
Commercially,
yes,
what do you think is the best stout
now
currently?
locally or
No, nationwide.
nationwide.
Yeah,
Wow.
international because I'm a Guinness guy. So let's open it up.
He's looking for Guinness here.
No, because I feel like there's some great ones. There's some great ones here in America that
I mean, I can start out locally. Hollywood been making some great stout. They make great gingerbread stout,
Always.
milk stout. Yeah, great. And
Yeah.
then now Vail makes some great stout.
I have
too.
not had
Yeah,
a Veil
so,
stout. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't had
And
that.
Jeremy from Triple Crossing stepped up with his stout too, so it's great. So
One of the few that actually won a deli was the left-handed milk stout.
okay,
So that one did pretty well.
that's really nice on nitro. I mean, the nitro really put a.
The
I
nitro
like
adds
a
a
nitro
softness to it.
stout. I feel like most stouts are better off the nitro.
Are you gonna put your stout on nitro, or are you gonna have it traditional CO2?
we're gonna play with some with a nitro so because I really like the
soft.
creamy soft
Yeah.
mouthfeel on the stout.
It's
so,
hard to
yeah.
argue with that. It really does. I think it opens it up.
That Steam Bell tiramisu stout's pretty
that's,
tasty.
That's good too. Yeah.
That was the first one I had from them. That's what I was looking for, and it was excellent. Now, was he in your home brewing club?
He is. Brad is. Yeah.
I
so,
love it.
Yeah.
I love
That's
this piece of
crazy.
the world. I got to get in there
Now,
because
do you guys still get together, or are you all too busy with your own thing?
Yeah. I mean, they still meet next door, but I'm not as involved as used to be. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
would that be on account of the fact that you're running 2 restaurants and an empire and completely busy?
No, I mean, the homebrew, it's so big now. I mean, everyone's is, either doing their things or the old guys come back and help the new guy, in. So yeah. So I mean, it's a nice club. So I don't have to be hanging out here all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Well, they know where you are. If they need
I mean, I was just up here. I mean, actually, they were up here a couple weeks ago doing their board meeting. So trying to plan for 2018. Yeah.
up
so.
here in this space.
Yeah. So.
I love it. Speaking of, man, thank you so much for letting us come up here and sit down. This is like the third bar between Mekong and then over here at the Answer Brewpub and then up here.
I mean, we don't allow anybody up here. I mean, the last
Pretty
We're
special.
the last
Special.
year, I mean, the last person we allowed was the governor. So
Seriously.
yeah, he was up here. He invited all the brewery in town from Virginia and
Oh, nice.
for the guild
That's
meeting.
awesome.
Yeah,
Well, you know
You
what?
know how
This-
we got up here was Zima. That was the
code
password.
word.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh, I mean,
You're supposed to keep
he
that.
changes it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our governor is very interesting how much he has gotten behind craft beer being a driver of the economy.
Yes. Yeah.
I have found that to be wild. I was at a tourism convention a few years ago, and he came and he spoke, and he was like, "I really think craft beer is the future here. I think we got something going on." He was talking about it, and he has embraced it. He put a
Yeah.
kegerator when he first moved into the governor's mansion. He put a kegerator as the first upgrade he made to the
Wow.
house.
And it really started out with McDonald. He helped change some of the law, especially
Oh, really?
the 605, SB 605. Yeah, and then after that, Terry took it to the next levels. Yeah, so and then Ralph, I met him a couple of times, and he really wanted to continue that path. So it's awesome. So.
Good times.
Speaking of Senate bills, did you guys see the new one where you can get hammered on your own property and drive now?
Dude. So no joke. Saw
Is that never? I always thought that was a thing. You
Oh,
could-
no.
No. So it cleared. I guess it cleared the House.
Yeah.
And now it's going to the Senate.
Right.
Unanimously cleared the House, I
Right.
believe. Where now you can be hammered, wasted, driving on your own proproperty.
If you
Is
drink
what
and
they
drive
said.
on private property, it's okay.
I'm from the country.
okay.
That's
I was
always
like-
been the case.
I was
Yeah.
like,
No, but
I mean, I walk around the house drunk all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But now you
Never
can,
got pulled over.
Yeah.
I can do donuts in my front yard.
In my tractor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I thought this was a very interesting bill because it always occurred to me you could do whatever you want on private property.
Well, who the
Me
fuck
too.
are-
Yeah, I mean-
who's the cops that are going out to acres and acres
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, hey, stop it.
You're cruising down your dirt road with a beer between your legs, and
Right.
getting a
The
Dewey.
funny-
Yeah, right.
The funny thing is,
Go F
as
yourself.
soon as I saw that, I looked at my wife and I said,
I need some land.
"We need to buy land."
You know what that's going to do, though, is that's going to cause a situation where people are driving and they speed to get to their house.
That's right.
They pull into their driveway and they're like, "What, dude? I'm just in my driveway.
They
What are
pull
you
in
talking
their,
about?"
They pull in their driveway,
Oh.
crack a beer, just start chugging.
Yeah.
You're like, I was.
Man,
No, like
Finding
they were
loopholes.
swerving.
It's-
They were
I know,
swerving.
but
Yeah.
it
Yeah, yeah.
sounds
Once you
like
get there, you start
it sounds
drinking
like
while
a
you're
Franklin County kind of law.
That's
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The wettest county in the world.
I just want to drink moonshine on my property.
That's
Leave
right.
me alone.
I'm all for it then.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
I'm
Right.
definitely annexing the acreage behind my house.
Yeah.
Bringing it in.
Right.
I got 0.25 acres, so I'm ready to get drunk and drive around that shit.
In circles.
He's got the world's
I got a
smallest
lot.
oval.
That means that we can do,
Dude, you have a ton of
four-wheelers.
spots.
Yeah. That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
four-wheelers
actually-
and alcohol. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to figure out at what blood alcohol content I actually can no longer drive. If you could put a 1 mile loop on your property, I could drive it, drink a beer, drive it, drink a beer, and then we could
We can
find
have
the
cones,
point.
and we can
Yeah.
have a driving
Yeah, well,
And
test.
we'd find the point where I'd be like,
Well,
aha, I
Mythbusters
knew
is
it.
shit.
I'm a point.
Mythbusters,
I'm
yeah.
a .10, not
Yeah.
a .08.
point-
I mean a .01. Damn it, a .1.
.10,
God, you know what?
Get
Never
it
mind.
together.
Never
Well,
mind.
apparently last time
that's-
you were here, On found out it was one sip of Zima.
Yes.
You
God,
were
that
sleeping.
I mean, that doesn't sound like a good law.
No.
It was a,
Does that encourage people to drink in their private property?
But
Look,
that's a good
drive?
thing.
Let me
right?
tell you
Stay
this.
home.
This law is pointless because people that drink and have land, they've been drinking and driving on that land
The whole
since
time.
the
The whole
dawn
time,
of
yeah,
time.
the whole time,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like-
No one at home is finally like, I can finally drive my tractor now.
And no local sheriff
Yeah.
has ever given anyone a Dewey as they drive down their back road from their house to their barn
Yeah.
with a beer between their
But
legs.
that's the
That
thing.
doesn't
Why
happen.
would a cop ever be sitting in
They
your
wouldn't
woods
be.
like, gotcha, bitch, you're going 25 and a
Right.
20?
I bet you, some dude probably got pulled over on a private road.
You know what? That's
Oh,
probably what it
yeah.
was.
That's probably it, because you have those private roads that will go down to like a couple houses, and you're like,
Yeah.
hey, this is our
That's the catch. Are you drunk on someone else's private property?
Well, that's a good question.
I'm going down the road. I'm hammered. I
Yeah.
just start plowing through yards.
Yeah.
Hold on,
This
hold
is
on.
somebody's yard.
He said it was okay.
Yeah, this is my buddy.
Aren't there toll roads out there that are privately owned?
Well, no,
Yeah,
that's what I was going to
RMA.
say. Is if it's
Oh,
a,
now
like,
that opens up
so,
some things.
so if it's a non-county or public maintained road,
So like
'cause there's a lot of them like
Powhite
that.
Parkway, I believe, is
Yeah.
supposed to be a privately
Yeah,
owned.
I think
RMA.
my road's like that because
So
they don't plow it or nothing.
technically, I could go down Powhite all I want. I just can't get off of Midlothian.
Yeah, you just do a U-turn when you get to the end and start back again.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Just
interesting.
just park your car in the pole.
Yeah, just pull
Take
over
an Uber
and
home.
start walking.
Yeah,
That's it. An, I got a great idea for you. You need to start putting bars on private roads.
There you go.
exactly.
Then at
I
least
don't know.
We'll
It'll
give
be-
that one to you.
Yeah,
You get that idea for free.
the parking space will fill with tractors, so yeah, it won't be good.
That is such a weird law.
Tractors,
It would.
lawnmower,
It would.
lawnmower,
Yeah.
tractors. Where all this come from?
Then you'd have a beer called Billy Bob. Yeah.
Can't get drunk. Can't get Dewey on a 14.5 horsepower John Deere.
I really like that one.
all
They've
of
all
these
been
are-
delicious. I
All
haven't
of these
disliked
are
any
good.
of them.
An, you've been a exceptionally gracious host.
Holy
man.
cow.
You have helped. We have tried, I think, every beer up there.
They're
There's-
amazing.
Yeah,
well, we can go over again.
Yeah, there's plenty left.
we could.
I got to get home in one piece on
You are in one piece
for now.
until your wife show up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You got it. Bingo.
An is a smart man.
Yeah.
An is a smart man.
Wise beyond his years.
Yep.
He gets it. No, thank you so much for allowing us to come out here and talk to you tonight. It's been an absolute blast. You have some amazing beers. I'm just blown away at what you've been able to do between Mekong and here at the Answer Brewpub. You have built an empire that I don't think anybody would have seen coming. I mean, really, it's
Passion. It's
It
passion.
is.
Build with
That's what it
passion.
is, and you can honestly see it in you, and you hear it in
Yeah.
your voice, and that goes really far.
Yeah, he's up here at 10:30 on Monday night.
Talking to a bunch of shitheads.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like playing the what is it? Poker.
Yeah.
I'm put all my chip into the city, into this community. So I'm like all in.
That's great.
then it's got to
That's
be
amazing.
It's got to be
Yeah.
pretty gratifying when the entire country starts to look back and say, "This is the
He's
place.
doing it right."
This
Oh
is
yeah,
where you
man.
need
It's,
to go."
yeah, it's great
'Cause
for his town. Yeah,
you
so.
bought in on a local level and said, "I'm going to do the best thing for here," and the entire country from USA Today giving you those accolades and people.
Yeah, I
coming in.
mean, when we win something, it's not all about us. We bring the trophy back to this town, to the city. So
I think so. That's something we've always talked about internally with the podcast is that, we really want to focus on Richmond more so than the rest of the world because we think this town has something to offer for everybody. So I'm glad to see that you were able to focus here, but grow.
I mean, if you look back in the early '90s or late '80s, I mean, this city was known for what is it? The
Stabbing.
Oh my
the
gosh!
murder
Yeah.
capital. I mean,
Stabbing.
Oh yeah.
I
Very
mean,
stabby
we're not,
Used to wander in the bottom all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not known for this is the food capital or the music capital,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's the motor capital. But
Yeah.
now we're actually known for it's the
But
beer
now we're
capital,
food and beer.
Food, yeah,
we
so-
really pulled that up.
Yeah.
I was reading an issue of Garden and Gun, which is kind of like the quintessential Southern magazine, high end stuff, and they had Richmond as like the hidden jewel of the South for food, and I was just like, how does that happen? When
It's crazy.
I mean, plus it's very centralized too. I mean, we're in Virginia,
It's
95, and then 64. We're
Yeah.
very centralized,
it's great.
Not just that, but we were talking about the climate. Like if I moved south or to Texas, I would be tired of heat eventually. Like everyone thinks they would like it to be 80 degrees all the time, and then 5 years later, you're like, "Shit, I missed some snow."
I mean,
I
we
could
have
go for
really
some.
four
Yeah,
seasons.
and
Yeah.
neither one of them is too heavy.
Yep.
They're all kind of
I
equally
mean,
spread out.
2 hour you get the mountain, 2
Yeah,
hour you get
beach.
the beach,
It's perfect.
2 hour you get the capital. I mean,
Yeah, it is perfect. And you have the capital, but less traffic. So it's like this win-win. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm biased. I grew up around here, but these guys traveled more and have lived elsewhere, and I've always thought that of Richmond. It's pretty perfect. Like, you can day drive to Georgia and Florida. You can day drive to New York.
I think that's indicative
I mean-
of Virginia, though. Like,
I
let's
just love
let's
Virginia itself,
I think
yeah.
Virginia's done a good job. I've lived all over this country.
Not a huge fan of
Virginia's
Hampton
pretty good.
Roads, maybe. Northern
We
Virginia.
got some
is-
listeners there, so I'm going to say I like Hampton Roads.
Chances are they don't live there on purpose.
all I know is
I'm
I
still
go
gonna-
more.
Someone's got to say, "Yay, they're great."
Yeah,
I go Hampton
I was,
Roads.
I was
yeah.
stationed there for a while.
you just don't like ham. That's all.
That's it. Exactly.
I go Hampton Roads before I went Nova. I know that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
At least you got the beach down there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, we're lucky we're in a city that we can drive around the city in the
Yes.
hour. Yeah.
No
And private
traffic.
property.
Yeah.
So I raise a Zima to you. Thank you so much for having us.
What a gracious host.
I'll
Yeah.
give you a case of Zima.
You are my Huckleberry.
That's hilarious. Come out to the Pallet House sometime and record an episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
when I got some time, yeah.
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 You're out in Chesterfield.
What are
2022.
you, busy or something?
Yeah.
Not
All these
really,
businesses?
not
Hardly.
really.
Right, yeah.
No, but thank you so much for having us out here, and all the listeners at home. If you get a chance to visit either Mekong or the Answer, please do let On know that
You
that
want a
you
DKML.
heard about it. Yes, yes.
The on special.
Then
Tall.
he'll know. Then he'll know.
Yeah.
No, but thank you so much. You've done an incredible thing here, and we're just glad you were able to.
This is
have us out
awesome. Yeah,
tonight.
thanks for the invite to the show.
Absolutely.
This is
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Absolutely a blast.
Thanks for the
So
drinks.
much
They were
fun.
amazing.
Yeah, they were
So
amazing.
much fun.
Yes. To all the listeners out there, you guys know the drill. If you haven't had a chance to review the show, please do so. Head over to iTunes or Podcast Addict or wherever it is you're listening to the show, Google Play. Give us a 5-star review. It certainly helps our cause when it comes to having a show up a little bit higher on the rankings. If you have topics you want to reach out to us with, you can always hit us up on Instagram at ITPH Podcast or on Twitter at ITPH Podcast, or you can hit us up on the Facebook page. And of course, there's always the email address, which is at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will talk to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?